would you kindly sit back, relax, and enjoy the show? Gamers, enthusiasts, and naysayers thereupon, this is Modern Escapism, The Gotti Show. Cue music. Hello players and welcome to the first of our special Best of Month. My name is Oodles and we're starting with a bang, the Game of the Year. Joining me on this voyage, he puts the B in BFG, is Biggie.
Haha, what's up?
Wait, don't open that door, it's Gadget.
Oh, Jill sandwiches all over the place.
WASD, she's the girl for me. It's Candy.
Hello.
And he was really enjoying podcasting, but then he took an arrow to the knee. It's Stig.
Yeah, but I grew an awesome moustache. Doing it. It's a side effect from taking an arrow to the knee.
Becoming a man finally. Puberty has finally hit.
It's the cop mustache that he needs to be a white run guard.
That does genuinely look like one of them mustaches that I've seen in some of them glory hole places. With my own peepers.
Can you wear it every week? Because it is kind of strangely attractive. it's the lip action.
I don't like it. It's looking at me. Stig, it's looking at me. I don't like it.
For context for the listeners, Stig is actually wearing a mustache right now.
Oh, yes, and we do video these podcasts
Grew
as well.
a mustache, Gadget. Jesus.
I
He looks
wear
like
my
Mario's
beard.
been laid off and he's going for a job interview.
No, with those headphones on, you look like a British Airways pilot called Nigel.
Yes.
Captain Hargreaves.
No, it's going to have to come off. They're super annoying.
Oh! He just nared it.
It was me all along.
Oh, my God, it's you. Yes, sorry, dear listeners.
Where'd Nigel go?
A lot of us are poorly / tired / knackered, but we just thought the show must go on and the Gotti must go on. But before all that, we've got contractual obligations to uphold, and we need to know what's been going off this week in the world. We're not losing this segment for anyone because it's the bread and butter of the show. It's Biggie's breaking news.
You may already know, but he doesn't, because it's time for Biggie's Breaking News.
I've got another confession to make. I'm your fool. Everyone's got their news to break. I'm telling you. Were you born to resist or be confused? Is someone getting the best of news? Is someone getting the best of news? Are you gone and on to someone new?
Oh, is that it? They're getting fucking longer.
What's that
I
film
can't play the
Mitchell does
guitar.
for Foos?
The Fool Fighter.
Full fighter.
He's the full fighter.
Oh,
Full fighter.
Full Fighter. Come on, what's been going on? Look what you're doing. You're making us snotty.
Sorry. Microsoft has had a bit of a strange week. It wants
Bought
Game Pass.
Eurogamer.
It wants Game Pass first-party titles on every screen, including Switch and PlayStation.
That's not going to fucking
Xbox.
happen, is it?
Lol.
Didn't they
Chief
come out and say that's not true?
Oh, well,
Yeah.
wait. If you wait, let me speak.
Oh, breaking news!
Hold your horses, young man. Xbox Chief Financial Officer Tim Stewart has said Microsoft wants to get Game Pass and its first-party titles on every screen that play games, and that includes Switch and PlayStation, what he calls a bit of a change of strategy. He says this isn't the first time Microsoft has talked about getting Xbox Game Pass on all platforms, of course. Xbox Phil Spencer has referenced the strategy on multiple occasions, calling it a long-term goal for the company back in 2019. One day later, Xbox Phil Spencer told Windows Central, "We have no plans to bring Game Pass to PlayStation or Nintendo.
Get out,
It's
Phil.
not in our plans." The conflicting comments from Xbox leads creates confusion for PS5, PS4 players who had the hope of playing the likes of Starfield on a Sony console via
I don't
Game
think they
Pass.
did. I don't think any of them really knew.
So
majority
there's a bit of
didn't
confusion
care.
with that. And then he also announced that Xbox spends over $1 billion a year on Xbox Game Pass. We put a lot of money into the market
off.
for third-party games coming to Game Pass. What we see is Game Pass as a service that supports all kind of games, from the biggest games to the unknown indie games that you didn't know you would love until you played it.
That's crazy though, because
Why
if you
not
think
there?
about it this way, like Sony first-party games do appear on Xbox and Nintendo. Like Major League Baseball is a Sony-developed, completely PlayStation-developed game, and that's on them. But there's no like Xbox on PlayStation games, is there?
Well, MLB The Show was just a weird licensing issue because Sony had the license to
But
make it.
when I played that when I had the Xbox, I played it. It came up with the PlayStation logo.
Well, yeah, because that was because Sony got the license to make the game, but part of the contract was it had to be cross-platform.
For maximum profit.
Yeah, because it's a sports game. Of course it did.
Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? But is there? And I know I'm not trying to think of any first party that appears on something else. I mean, Nintendo are the worst for it, aren't they? They will just not let anyone else have anything.
You got the God of War exclusive.
You don't need it, that's why.
And now is on the PC, isn't it?
PC don't count. They're all made on PC
Does it
in
not?
the first place. No. Everything eventually goes to PC, doesn't it?
Most
Apart from
things do.
Bloodborne.
No, I mean, Sony have only just started doing that the last few years.
Yeah.
That's true, isn't it? That's true, yeah. What
Is
was
it?
the first one? Yeah, actually, yeah. Last back end at PS4 generation, weren't it?
I mean,
real
Thank you.
back end
Apology
of it.
accepted.
I mean, the aspiration for Game Pass to be on every screen and device in the house.
Bollocks.
It's just the aspiration, because it is a service and it's got xCloud into it. It's like, of course they're going to say that. It's like, we can do it on anything.
Well, they put it on TVs.
Yeah.
Put it on an app on a TV. You don't need a console.
Yeah, I've got it on my telly downstairs, but I'm still not using it. It's good. I don't know what I think about that. Like,
I think it's just
playing Halo with DualSense. Oh,
Do that now if you want.
Yeah, do that now on
PC.
PC.
I know I could, but I still think it's odd.
Would it feel wrong to
I
you?
prefer their controller. I prefer Microsoft's controller for their games. You know what I mean? Call me a purist, guys.
There won't be an
It's that much.
You're a
there won't be
purist
an
gamer.
Xbox console.
No, it'll just be a platform.
It'll be a service on a TV or on your PC, I think.
Yeah, probably, mate. Our little handheld gaming PC things like you've got, all over them. Yeah, you're probably right, mate.
It would be.
Especially spending $1 billion a fucking year on it.
It would just be nice if they put a Game Pass app into Steam. That would be so I could play Game Pass on my Steam Deck without the fuck around. I know you can do it. You can do it, but you need like
Get a handheld.
But
that
just
does it,
official,
that's what I'm
like
saying.
a proper way.
Yeah, like an official proper way.
Do you
I can.
work for that other company, Stig?
I can.
You work for that?
I can.
You work
Just
for
saying. I'm just saying. I can.
Zeus. And you work for
Just
them?
saying. Just saying. I can.
I think it
And as I said last week, buy me one and I'll play Game Pass games on it.
Secret Santa soon, mate. You might get one. You never know.
Yeah, didn't put a cap on it this year.
Well,
In fact,
whoever's sending mine's not fucking sent it. I can tell you that much.
Ooh, really?
I haven't turned up yet. It's right. I don't want anything anyway, guys. Don't worry. Next.
Well, still related to Xbox, you can now play your Xbox game on a limited edition Yorkshire Tea Xbox controller. That's
Now we're
right.
talking.
That's right.
This is the shit we
£150
need.
only. This all came about because Pop eArt controller design extraordinaire tweeted to show a design that they'd come up with. Apparently Xbox really liked it, the followers really liked it, and quite a lot of other people did. And then they had a bunch of Zoom meetings, and apparently it turned into a pipe dream, into an actual thing. You can hold it in your real human hands, they say.
Could you imagine drinking any other tea, Stick?
It's not just Xbox control as well. You can get a DualSense.
What?
Yeah, you can get Yorkshire tea.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't saw the
Well, fucking am then.
news.
I'm gonna get one. Candy, what tea do you drink?
I'm not much of a tea drinker, but it's PG
Yeah, of
tips
course
for
not.
me. PG tips if I have to.
Yeah, PG,
PG
tips all the way.
Is that a Southerner thing?
I think so. It's the one with the monkeys.
Wankers.
Oh
don't
yeah, I
drink
remember that
I
one.
don't
That was a
drink
good
tea, I
advert
drink
actually. On a morning,
Yeah.
in a tea mug though. So
Yeah,
no.
white wine in the morning. It's not as strong.
I refuse to drink PG tips. They abused animals.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
You took part in animal abuse drinking your PG tips. For shame.
Yeah. No animal was hurt in the creation of Yorkshire tea.
And then when they stopped abusing those animals, they abused the rest of us by getting Johnny Vegas to advertise them.
Oh, with a monkey.
Monkey.
Oh god.
What was the one with the little guys in the hats? Was that Yorkshire tea?
Tetley's.
They all look like.
That was Tetley's.
Oh, it's Tetley, was it? They all look like Phil
Tetley's,
Collins.
Yeah.
Who drinks Tetley? Anyone?
Nobody drinks
No one
Tetley.
drinks Tetley, do they? They need to bring those little guys back.
Are they still going? I haven't even seen Tetley for a long time, to be honest.
Yeah.
Tetley tea.
That's not Tetley tea. It's fucking Yorkshire tea.
I bet Tetley's.
I bet the guys in the
I bet
hats
that's
are dead
I bet
now,
that's like middle of the country tea in it, Tetley's.
Yeah. Probably Birmingham or something like that. I love it. I love a little drink of Tetley's. I bloody love it. I bloody love it. It's right nice.
Whereas
Next.
every time you two make a cup of tea, you've got fucking Sean Bean coming around screaming, holding a sword.
Absolutely. He stirs the fucking
You
spoon
see
for
him?
us.
Every time you do it, he just stares looking through the window going, "Bastard!"
So he sticks his thumb up. He sticks his thumb up and goes, "Go on, lad. Go on, lad."
And then someone drives by and kills him.
Yeah.
I've literally been in. I've literally
like a
when I
clone.
worked in I've worked in offices and I've worked in offices, and you know when you go do a tea tray run, and people have gone, and I've gone like, "There's no Yorkshire tea bags left," and they're like, well, "Fuck it then, we're not having one." We're not having one. I've literally it's centre of Leeds, and they go, "We're not having one." More tea chat next time. Next.
Ubisoft have released T-Bat. No. Ubisoft, I love this title actually. This is the full headline.
You nearly made me spill my drink then, dickhead.
This is the full headline from PC Gamer. Ubisoft accidentally releases Beyond Good and Evil Remaster, remembers it doesn't do that sort of thing, attempts to scrub it all trace from the internet, and then gives up and announces it anyway.
What are they doing that? Is that real?
Yeah, so
Evidently
apparently
they
a
are
few
now.
months after ESRB that's an acronym, linked that Ubisoft was working on some kind of new version of the first Beyond Good and Evil for all modern platforms.
Good game, man.
Somebody caught wind of Xbox Chivos for a Beyond Good and Evil 20th Anniversary Edition. This was soon followed up by the sudden appearance of an Xbox Store listing, which has now been taken down for the game, which itself was followed up by reports of Ubisoft Plus subscribers actually being able to download and play it. And then they denied it, and then they announced that it was true.
Did anyone play the original?
Yeah, loved it. Great game.
I did
Really good game, especially with the camera stuff, taking photos.
Yeah.
You were like smashing the government and that, weren't you?
Yeah,
Pig
very,
mate.
very early 2000s kind of game. Like it's very.
It wasn't an Ubisoft style game either.
No,
There
it was
towers.
It was back when Ubisoft were creative.
Yeah, exactly.
Be interested to see how well it holds up, but I'll happily play it again.
I'd have a blast. I'll have a blast of that. And it's nice that people that didn't play it. I played it on GameCube, I think.
I had it on PC, but I had a really crap home PC at the time, and it chugged.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I'm excited to see that. I know the sequel's never coming out, so I'm not even holding my breath for
Yeah,
that.
remember that trailer?
Plus,
they
they'll
released
just make that open world and crap anyway. So I'm not bothered.
Well, I think they're really struggling with Beyond Good and Evil 2 because it's just the amount of towers they need to put in the game. There's not been a computer strong enough to make those towers.
We have over 7,000 towers. Imagine that on the trailer.
You can only see one of them until you move the fog.
Next.
Well, Capcom have been... Capcom, oh God. Capcom
Did you just say Capcom? We've got a podcast title.
have been up to the usual shenanigans. Street Fighter 6 has some awesome new outfits, which are out now, but fans are fuming at the prices. The third set of threads for Street Fighter 6 launch is available. A single outfit will set you back 300 fighter coins, but you can only purchase denominations of 250 coins, which works out about £4, or 610 fighter coins, which works out about £9.50. This means whichever approach you take, you'll always have some currency left over. It also means you have to order or buy all the costumes. You'll be looking at an investment of around £80.
Why are people confused about this? Have they not seen Fortnite? Have they not had to buy Fortnite coins for their children?
No, it's because they've done this before with Street Fighter 4.
Street Fighter 5 had this. It's like, is anyone shocked?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Right.
I don't
I think
buy
it's just the
fuck
fact
about
they're still
costumes,
doing
mate.
it.
I never have.
I was going to say I haven't bought any of the costumes for 6. I'm perfectly fine with that.
I'd be right there in fucking Evo tournament in the fucking most default costume, just just shocking them with my skills.
Anytime
man.
I've gone back and played Fortnite, I am just bog standard starter.
The guy that looks like you.
Yeah, with a normal pickaxe, and everyone else is
I
running
like to
around.
call him
Fucking
Stig.
everyone else is running around. No, it's a girl.
Didn't that come back into
Oh, is
fashion
it that
though?
girl?
Like people
Yeah.
calling it like the retro, the OG
Yeah,
character.
they called it
Oh.
retro.
Yeah.
OG. That's where it's on
that
now.
hurts. That's that one calling that
So,
retro.
I'll jump into that. Quick seconds. My son's obsessed with Fortnite, and again, the good skins are always 50 coins more than what you can when you can buy the smallest denomination. Do you know what I mean?
This is
happened forever.
this is all-
this is not new, but they've now got Solid Snake in there from Metal Gear Solid 4. What a weird pull.
So the old Snake.
What a weird pull.
Like-
You think that's odd?
Like, why wouldn't you have like classic Snake?
I don't know. He's on the trailer, the new trailer.
Or
In fact,
Iroquois
there's loads of
Pliskin.
other stuff. Yeah, it's so odd. I
Eminem
don't get
know what I
it.
did see,
getting announced
actually,
as well.
With the
Eminem's in it, yeah.
with the skins. Eminem. So someone did a thing with Eminem and Sam, the new Captain America. Sam, what's his face? Yeah, and because obviously he was in 8 Mile, like the
Yeah.
final.
He was.
The final
his
battle
friend,
rap
wasn't
was them.
Oh no! He was him who was fighting against.
Yeah, he's
fighting.
the final like rap battle against each other, and it was them two
Yeah.
on a stage, and all like other characters just stood around, just doing the little emotes and setting off.
Did you
disco
see
lights.
Old Snake there in the background?
It was just quite funny that they'd stopped in the middle of a game to just do this.
It's so weird.
Do kids who play
is-
Fortnite
is-
even know who Eminem is?
My
Yeah,
son
they all
bought
hate
him. My son bought him the actual skin. He went, "I've got Eminem," and I went, "Tell me an Eminem song." He went, "No idea."
Gen Z hate Eminem. They try and
Yeah, they
cancel
don't
him
like
all the time, and every time they do
Yeah.
it, I just laugh. Did you
can't
hear this
see.
lyric he put in there? It's like, yeah, we
Yeah.
know, we know.
We were there.
It's
Yeah,
no,
it's-
it is
it's a
classic
weird
Solid
world.
Snake. It's not Old Snake.
There is an Old Snake though, because he showed me.
Oh, because I just looked up and it said, yeah, it's a Solid Snake.
Anyway, point of
Looks
this is don't waste your money on fucking
Skins.
skins.
It doesn't do anything for the gameplay at all. It's just for your eyes. It's,
remember
to
when you
me,
used to get 'em- you
buying
used to be able to
buying
unlock 'em
skins
by
is the
just
same
playing the
thing as
game.
that. It's
Good
the same
days.
thing as that fucking myth about naked Lara Croft. Why would you bother? That's what buying skins is. It's the modern day version of that cheat. That
Because
never
there were
existed.
some big old square titties.
Don't buy skins. Unlock skins in games. Fair enough. Enjoy it.
You
No,
don't
if you've
unlock
unlocked it.
They don't allow you to do that these days.
No, they don't. No, they don't. They used to on Rocket League. Remember back in the day?
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you remember like Tekken, where like you encouraged
Yeah,
to play
you-
the
you
game
unlock.
with you were encouraged to play the arcade with every single character because
Yeah.
it unlocked another character. Even
Yeah,
the
so Street
unlockables,
Fighter.
even the unlockables unlocked new characters.
Street Fighter's never had as many characters as Tekken did.
No.
Street Fighter like splits its characters up, doesn't it, in different games?
Yeah,
Like, put your alpha
Tekken
characters
3,
and stuff.
Tekken 4, like the rosters
Massive roster. Yeah. Next.
Well, speaking of Capcom, they revealed more Resident Evil remakes are on the way after the successes they've seen so far.
And
They
Five?
confirmed plans.
in other
continue
words,
the
water is
trend.
wet.
Although they did stop short
Stop?
of announcing. Stop that. Stopped short of announcing which Resident Evil game is next in line for the remake treatment.
I mean,
but we
it's
assume
five?
it would be 5.
Code
It's
Veronica.
got to be 5. Code Veronica's the black sheep, isn't it? In a way.
I mean, if they were going, I think if they were going.
I mean, not to be that guy, but I think 5's also the black sheep as well.
for different
And
reasons.
6 for different reasons, for very different reasons.
Yeah, I think if they're remaking 5, they need to change a lot with that. Like four workers.
Just everything.
Make it good.
Well, make it less racist.
Makes the racism.
Yeah.
It's the racism.
Make it less white man shooting up entire African nation.
Tribes. Actual tribes people.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, that whole fucking tribal section's awful.
But don't worry, we've given you an AI partner that's mixed race, so it counts. It's fine. Remember when they said that?
You do the tribal section, they're literally throwing spears at you. It's obscene.
Yeah. And they've got skull masks on.
Yeah.
Are they making like really racist, like jungle tribe
noises?
Yep, noises. Yep. And it was banned in South Africa and a lot of African countries, the game. And Australia, I think, banned it as well because they're Aboriginal symbols in African nations. Just not caring whatsoever about any cultural identity.
Japanese don't care at all.
And it's still one of the best-selling Resident Evil games of all time. Maybe the best-selling Resident Evil game.
Well, I think
insane.
maybe until 7. 7, I think, changed the game.
Maybe.
But
it was extremely successful in America for obvious reasons.
I think it'd be Code Veronica.
I mean, Code Veronica would be good because that's the old.
That's canonical.
That's canonical, and that one again would be served well with more of a remake like they did with 2, where they did change some things around and kind of
still
shifted
static
around.
Camera angles in it.
Yeah, because like 4 just cut a few things out but it was basically exactly the same game as the original version of 4.
It's not much different.
Could be 0.
Oh please no, that's fucking terrible.
No one really wants 0 though, and 0 looks nice still.
Yeah, but
What's
it's
the
like visually.
still sell, wouldn't it?
Where do they fit in?
I'll buy
I've
it.
never played.
Exactly.
I've never played Code Veronica or 0. Where do they fit in?
Don't play Code
Veronica
Veronica until they remake it.
0 happens about 6 hours before 1.
Right.
So it basically tells the story of how Rebecca Chambers gets to the mansion to meet Chris.
Okay.
But
And
it
Code
also,
Veronica's the sequel to 2 and 1.
Code Veronica happens.
3 is not the actual third one.
Yeah, Code Veronica happens a bit after 3. It's like after Raccoon City's been destroyed.
Yeah.
I started playing Code Veronica.
Virtually unplayable. It's unplayable.
I got halfway and then I cancelled my Steam Deck off to get a button get fixed, so I just lost it all. For that
Mate,
guy,
you can lock yourself out of that game, can't you, Gadget?
Yeah, I did that. Soft lock myself.
that guy
Always have 2 saves going on. Always saves.
I mean that literally when I play Resident Evil games, I save it in the next one below.
Yeah.
But since 4, they've done the thing where if you need ammo, they'll give you ammo. Not in Code Veronica.
No.
No, I was fucking struggling. I was running around going, I need health here. I can't
That's
find
the whole
any
game.
health.
That's the whole game. He doesn't do the hints that Resident Evil 2 and 3 did where, I think a boss is coming. Code Veronica just goes, you're in a boss. You've got no items. Boss time.
Kind of one of the reasons that 4 isn't one of my favourite Resident Evils.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, bring it on. I'm probably with Gadget. I think Code Veronica's the one that definitely needs modernising.
Code Veronica
It's got a good story, and there needs to not be any like gay panic and all that, because there's a lot of that in there as well.
Need a much better voice actor for Steve.
Oh no! Keep the same actor.
Hey, babe,
come over here, gorgeous. Oh God, it's fucking horrible, that one. But 5, I think 5, if they were to remake that would need a ground-up reconsideration of the concept of it, I think.
Maybe not in Africa.
I mean, it's fine to have it in Africa, but it needs to be
Be mindful.
be mindful and, like, have it less kind of African stereotypes running at you and running through slums
what made
a lot.
it funnier as well, I remember reading an article about what made it funny is we'd not seen Chris since Code Veronica, and in Code Veronica, he's a bit of a twink, innit?
Yeah.
And then for this shooting the black people game,
he's been
he
on
just
the
becomes this American muscle band. I hate them all.
He changes every game.
Oh yeah, yeah. Chris Redfield's never been the same. I mean,
I like current Chris with his trench coat on.
Even his face.
But look at him in 7. In 7, he's skinny again, and then and then in 8, he's got a fucking neck like a brick.
The man's on some mad diet. He's on that Liver King diet.
Boulders.
The boulder punch asshole.
Oh, that's so good. But yeah, less of that. This is not a Resident Evil podcast. Or is it?
Could be.
As a quick one for Oodles, Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake is now being play tested, says series creator.
Yes.
a release could be imminent.
I saw the screenshots of this as
Looks
well.
nice, doesn't it?
It's just, I want people to play this game because it's the one that really made me really fall in love with that series, and I think it's the first game I ever cried to, and it was a proper like ROM hack that I played it because it wasn't in English when they came out. You know what I mean? I played it later on in life.
Has it ever been released in English?
I don't know. Because you can't tell nowadays, can you? Because you can just get anything anywhere.
Hey, it was my first one.
You can get the original re-release on Switch.
Right.
But I don't know. Because, again, I didn't play these when they first came out. I weren't born, obviously. I'm only a child. But don't say anything, Stig. But yeah, I think three's there for me, like Final Fantasy 7. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, this is what could be done with this medium. I think it's very important to play. People forget it because it's ugly. But this is going to change the game, and I'm looking forward to it. But then I've got Dragon Quest Monsters to play as well, haven't I?
You do.
Mm-hmm.
But not 12 yet, because no word from that. No word at all. God, it's tough when your favourite series is the series that comes out every fucking 7 years or whatever. Awful. Next.
Over to the world of film and TV, but another one for Oodles, I fear. Eric Roth says he just wrote a new film for Denis Villeneuve that is about space and time and is very lonely and certainly about eternity. Many suspect it's Rendezvous with Rama, which follows a team of astronauts going to explore a giant interstellar spaceship hurtling towards the sun.
Didn't he say he was going to do this ages ago?
Yeah, but it's basically, this is Eric Roth saying that he's written the film. Denis Villeneuve said that his next film after Dune Part 2 would be Rendezvous with Rama. So this means they're definitely in pre-production.
I know he said before that it's one of his favourite books because he's got a man of great taste and calibre, as we all know.
Well, he describes the project as Arrival on steroids.
I mean, that's kind of what I would expect.
That's what Arrival copied it, basically.
It's kind of what I would expect Denis Villeneuve to do with Rendezvous with Rama. Like, there's a lot you can do with an adaptation of it because, like, in Rendezvous with Rama, like, the story is very light touch. Like, there isn't much of a story.
No, there isn't.
But it's all about exploring Rama. So it's a lot of descriptions of what it looks like. You could craft a really interesting philosophical story within that space, but then have like mind-blowing visuals. Yeah,
you could expand the story, to be honest. And it's not like Arthur C. Clarke's going to do anything, is it?
Yeah, you can make it less sexist as well. Oh, nice.
Yeah, exactly. Villeneuve can write women.
So I'm excited to see what he does with it because I enjoyed Rendezvous with Rama.
That'll be a cinema trip. Yeah,
I think it'll have to. That'll be an IMAX cinema trip.
Yeah. People forget that's a series. There's more Rama books, but they're not as good.
They really aren't.
No, they're not
taking a
good.
break.
It's like War of the Worlds sequel. Don't bother.
June 2 and June Messiah.
I mean, June Messiah's not great.
No. No. It's funny that, isn't it? Some books
it rounds the story off, even though it's
it does. It rounds the story off for
the last few chapters.
Yeah. Now it happens for most of the book, and then you get 3 chapters where shit happens.
If people are excited, get Rendezvous with Rama read because Gadget read it in an evening. It's not a long book.
It wasn't quite an evening, but it was like 2 sessions. I rattled through. It's only about 200 pages long.
Yeah. It's a beautiful little booklet. It's old fashioned writing, like Gadget says. They don't know women. They call them dames.
It's got this wonderful sci-fi concept where because the men are spacemen and like will like go to different parts of the galaxy. It is lawful to have a wife on every planet or space station.
Yeah,
so that's all right. You visit your Jupiter wife, visit your Venus wife. You know,
because they all age at different times.
They all age at different times, different speeds. It's fucking
wild,
mental.
The dames. I got my Mars dame. I got my Saturn dame. She's good at cooking. She's cooking the meatloaf.
What was that ludicrous song? In every area code.
Yeah. That's it. That's what we want.
It's not cheating if
Next.
it's in a different area code.
What about a different planetary code?
Exactly.
So that's absolutely confirmed that Stig, in fact, does have hose in every area code.
Just a beast.
It's the moustache.
He hasn't got a moustache.
I've
He
just
hasn't
actually
got-
put it on
Spade.
my little Totoro cup.
Suits him better. Suits him more than you. Next. Please.
Zack Snyder. Secretly wrote
No!
a 300 sequel back in 2019. The film
You
is a
got
violent
one.
love story about Alexander the Great and his second in command. I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm going to go with Hephaestion.
Hephaestion.
You got it bang on, mate.
There you go. And he says, I don't know what the marketplace is for an incredibly homoerotic, super violent, super sexual movie, but maybe it's perfect, Snyder says.
Fuck off, Zack Snyder.
I mean, it's
edgy.
one of it's one of history's worst kept secrets about Alexander the Great and his sexual encounters. Let's just say
It was just his flatmate. They were just lads living in an
he
apartment
wasn't his
together.
flatmate; it was his boyfriend. But back then, they didn't differentiate, did they? It didn't matter. Have what you want. It didn't matter. Well, it's one of history's worst kept secrets.
Wasn't it when Hephaestion died that Alexander the Great was in such mourning that he let the entire empire fall?
Yeah, and everyone thinks it's all to do with like his mistresses in different lands and sea. None of that. It's because his boyfriend died. He got really upset. God bless him. You know what I mean? Poor lad.
Yeah.
It's troubling, isn't it? When you're the great conqueror.
Yeah, it's fine. You know, he just sacked the entire world, but then his boyfriend dies and he gets sad.
Was it broke
No
back
one
pyramid?
suffered like Alexander the Great in those times.
No one did. No one did. And there were no Tinder back then or anything like that. Even though he did rule half of Europe, he could have just got anyone he wanted. He missed him. It's a sad story, and I bet Zack Snyder wouldn't do it like that.
No.
He probably wouldn't even make him kiss.
He did
Not a chance.
say incredibly
They were just
homoerotic. So I think
But
I think it would be
we're
Alexander.
not gonna do anything about it.
I think they would just have Alexander going out, murder a load of lads, come home, banging, get out,
Cuddle.
murder a load of lads, come home, banging.
Mate,
It's a
I'm up
candy
for
film.
that.
Yeah. I don't see what's wrong with this.
Macedonian cocks everywhere. Yeah, let's go. Let's do this. Cool. Bring it on, Zach. But we've got to have the Rebel Moon soon, haven't we? We've got to have the Rebel Moon Christmas first.
Yeah.
22 days.
Yeah.
The event of the year. Bigger than Christmas itself. Me and Stig are definitely going to watch that.
I'm going to watch it on Christmas Day. I'm going to watch it when the whole family's gone to bed and I'm still slightly drunk and just a bit tired. After that is going to be
Yeah,
my...
well, I might do
laughing
the
at
same,
tele-
actually.
Yeah.
What if we all imagine this? Picture the
Should we
scene,
do
listeners.
a watch along?
a spoiler cast?
Let's do a watch
Yeah, we
along
could.
Christmas Day.
Pissed along. We'll come back and we're like, do you know what? It's really good. Imagine.
You never know.
What will we do? And Stig's like, it's better than Empire Strikes Back. I'm putting it out there. But what if it is? God, as
Dune
worlds
looked like
would
a
be
sand
rocked.
castle.
Just the ultimate sci-fi epic. Oh God, we don't want to give Netflix the credit for it, do we? Next.
These are a few snippets. Michael Waldron will now write Avengers: The Kang Dynasty.
What part of the world do you live in?
You know. Ho, he, ho.
It's up to you how you want to say it.
Thank you. It's my news.
Yeah, you tell him.
Well,
Who put 50 pence in Biggie?
so he is the
Patrons.
he's the guy who
Euro, actually.
wrote Loki.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
that's
He's
good.
got
That's
a bit,
what I mean.
Got a bit of pedigree there,
And,
but
yeah, he's done. He's wrote those characters, but is it going to be Jonathan Majors?
yeah, well, I don't know whether it's going to still be the Kang Dynasty. They're just calling it that for now. It'll be an Avengers film, but
Yeah.
at the
It
moment,
could be just called The Dynasty, couldn't it?
it basically kind of all hinges on his court case, I think.
Imagine, I bet the fucking suits are shitting themselves.
They probably sat there going,
He'll have the best legal team in Hollywood, I'm telling you. Even if he is guilty, they'll be like, we've got to clear this guy. We've got to clear him.
Well, the thing is, outside of that post Ant-Man credit,
Yeah.
they've kind of written it that they don't have to use him.
No, it could be anybody.
No, I mean, they don't actually have to use Kang. They could just say, "Oh, Ant-Man defeated him."
Yeah.
It's a different version of Kang, but they can just kind of sweep it under the rug and go, "No, we're going to go. We'll just stick Doctor Doom in there or something instead."
And
He
make
just
it
pulls
Glenn
the mask
Howerton.
off. It was me all along.
Yeah.
It was Doctor Doom all along. No. Who knows? It's
But yeah,
interesting,
it's
though.
basically it's all hinging on the court case, really, isn't it?
Yeah. The biggest court case since O.J. Simpson. Next. Not quite.
Well, there's rumours in the MCU that She-Hulk has been cancelled and that Tatiana Maslany has been fired by Marvel.
Yeah.
Right.
We're still waiting for confirmation on this
Gonna
one.
get
But
this straight.
Stig read the article.
Read the article. It's fucking
Bollocks.
terribly written, and it's by someone it's one of those ones just like you read it and they're just like, and and they've just had the Marvels, which is the worst performing thing, blah blah blah, and it reads like they're kind of giddy about
Women
this
are
prospect.
bad.
Oh God! I've just seen the headline. Report: Marvel removes She-Hulk series from MCU. Surrenders to the anti-woke mob.
Oh God.
It's someone tweeted it's probably going to get cancelled, and that's what they've run off. It's probably going to get cancelled.
Really? Just a tweet?
It's bullshit. Until Disney come out with anything, we have no idea.
Yeah. But it could be a terrible prediction.
And I don't get right. I enjoyed She-Hulk, and I know a lot of people
I
didn't.
like it.
And a lot of the
I
same
liked
people
it.
who didn't like it also didn't seem to get on with the other female-led series. Interesting that. Anyway, by the by,
Funny that. Coincidence.
if you don't like it, don't fucking watch it.
Yeah,
What? Is that an option?
Doesn't matter, does it? Like, if you did not like She-Hulk season 1 and there's a season 2, you don't have to kick off on Twitter about it. Just don't fucking watch it. Just go, I didn't like season 1. Not going to watch season 2.
I didn't like, much to everyone's chagrin, I didn't like the Silo show. I watched 2 episodes. Did I go on Twitter and rant about it?
No, just
I just didn't. I just said, it's not for me.
yeah,
lads."
I've given up on TV shows and series and just gone, nah, not into that. You don't have to go
recently,
on Twitter and
Kurt
start-
did it with The Wire, didn't he? He was it's not for me, lads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, sound pal.
If
No worries. No bother.
you don't have to go on Twitter and claim you've won because the show's been cancelled. If it has been cancelled, get a grip, get a life.
Half one.
Just don't watch it.
just conversely as well, like comicbookmovie.com, Marvel Studios rumored to be considering second seasons for Ms. Marvel, Moon Knight, and She-Hulk.
Ha. I thought it were quite a success, She-Hulk, from what I saw.
I really liked it, and I really liked her. as
Critics
She-Hulk.
liked it. A lot of
I
some
like that
people
scene when
liked
she
it.
picked that guy up and took him to bed.
I know,
Oh,
I know
my
you like
favourite
that scene.
And a lot of other people didn't like it, but I thought it was fun.
And that last episode was so cool and different. It was fantastic. Ms. Marvel's great. Moon Knight was great. Me and Stig loved all the way through that. That was so mystical and different, weren't it? Mm-hmm. It's people. Ethan Hawke in that as well. Remember that? Fucking hell, you were good.
I just did a news search for She-Hulk, and there's so many opinion pieces of why a second season of She-Hulk is a terrible idea.
It's not a terrible idea. It's a great idea. It's a
Don't
great
watch
show.
it. Just do not
It's
watch
a fun
it.
little comedy.
The Simpsons is still going, and people say it's shit. Just don't watch it.
Is Simpsons still going?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I ain't watched that in 10 years.
If you
I
don't
was
like
only
it-
about it.
Don't
I was
watch
talking
it.
about The Simpsons the other day. Like they can't possibly stop it now because it's an American institution. Like when The Simpsons
a lot of
stops,
money, doesn't it?
America crumbles.
It actually was rumours that they're going to do a second film.
Really?
Yeah.
I did like that movie. I know some people didn't, but I liked it.
But yeah, I just whatever.
Yeah, you fucking idiot. Stop being mangy. Next.
Well, speaking of idiots, Edgar Wright says an American studio reached out to ask him about developing a Shaun of the Dead TV series, but he said fuck off. No, sorry, he declined.
He gave
Should've
the
said
right
fuck
answer.
off.
That would be a terrible, terrible thing to
Why
happen.
would we need that?
Yeah.
The film tells the story perfectly. It does not need to be stretched out to a TV series.
And it is a film that you can watch repeatedly and find something kind of new and different in it. There's always something. That's how he does his films. He puts a lot into it, doesn't he? Background things and There's loads of stuff to his films that is. Shaun of the Dead TV series, fucking hell, man. Clutching at straws now, aren't they? Fucking hell. Stressful. Stressing me this.
Well, here's another one. The Boys Mexico spin-off is in the works. Diego Luna and Gael Garcia Bernal will exec produce, but will not star in a major capacity. Gareth Dunnett Alicer, no idea how to pronounce them, who who did the Blue Beetle, will write the series.
Into it. No,
I'm not, because Seth Rogen's not involved.
And I'm worried about them just watering it down.
Fair.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's going to be in Spanish as well, isn't it? Apparently.
That don't bother me.
It might
Yeah.
be good, but
No, I was just saying as a point.
it feels
Spanish
like
speaking.
The Boys and Vought was this kind of thing.
Anti Marvel, wasn't it?
No,
now it's doing exactly
it's like
what Marvel does.
Vought as a company only had this like special group of people, and then Gen V's kind of expanded on that. And now what are we learning that they've got like branches in Mexico, and then we're gonna have one in Britain,
Yeah, it
and then
doesn't
one
need
in
it.
like
Yeah,
Japan.
because in the actual Boys book and in the show, there was only America had heroes, didn't there? That was the thing. That's why they were the superpower, like, because they all kicked off when there was a Middle Eastern superhero. It was like, what the fuck was a Middle Eastern superhero?
Yeah,
There was none in London.
Yeah, 'cause they
there
had
was none
to this whole story about them eliminate it, wasn't there?
Yeah, only America has heroes.
I wonder
That was the thing.
if I wonder if they would spin it off that like people in Mexico got the compound V that Homelander put out
and then
there.
ran back down.
Yeah.
Yeah, good done. But I mean, even Gen V, it's still a Vought show. It's still about that company.
Yeah.
Because the school's Vaught's school. You know what I mean?
I need to watch that.
It's great.
Yeah, it's really good.
And I just watched that trailer for new season.
Yeah,
Love
that's
the
really
boys.
good.
It looks good.
Didn't reveal a lot, to be perfectly honest. But
It's just a teaser
Fine.
trailer.
yeah,
Don't want to reveal a lot.
It's that shot of Homelander in the lift at the end. He's covered in
Yeah.
blood and
Covered
he
in
smiles.
viscera.
Viscera,
And I'm like,
Grins.
oh, it's him, like fucking Anthony Starr. Like his facial expressions are just so fucking good.
He's so good. He's so good. Do you know he's popping up in a lot of new films I keep watching, just as like a bit part actor, and I'm like, oh, he's good, this guy. And he's nowhere near as muscly as they make out, is it?
No, it is a muscle suit.
Yeah, he's in the show as well, isn't it? He's skinny in the show.
Yeah, because there's a shot where you see him
He's naked.
kind of in the background. And he's naked and he is skinny.
Skinny little legs.
Yeah. I also like
he's
that
brilliant.
Jeffrey
That just
Dean
adds to
Morgan's
his
in it
whole
as well.
character as well, though, doesn't it?
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Wearing a muscle suit is full on like a Homelander thing. I need to look bigger than him, and he's not very tall either.
No,
No,
I
he's
imagine.
not, he's
I
not.
imagine
He's got boots on.
Yeah.
Got lifts on.
Have you seen that video of the behind the scenes from season 4 where it's like him doing his own stunts and he's getting lifted up by the crane and he's just back in his Australian accent going, "You fuckers, you horrible fuckers, you cunts," as he's just being lifted up into the air.
It's a great show. I'm looking forward to it. That's the one I'm looking forward to most next year.
Yeah.
House of Dragons coming back as well, isn't it? But
there is one more you've forgotten about.
oh, is there?
The Vault Boy imagery will get an origin story
I
in the
have not
Fallout
forgot.
series.
was
As
like,
we've
can they
had
have
a
a moment in
trailer
the sun?
released this week for it, and it looks awesome.
Oh, I'm so excited.
He looks spot on.
Does.
That's what's
Absolutely
frightening.
spot on. They've come out
Did
and
you
said
like it
it's
when
basically
when
going to
Todd
be
Howard's
Fallout
name
5.
popped up?
Yeah.
Did you like that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Got a little
I
flutter
bet he
down
liked
below.
that as well. I bet he liked that as
Oh,
well.
I
was
bet he
like,
did,
There
yeah.
I am. There I am. There I am. While he was sniffing a big line of coke in a fucking strip club. That's me. Big T.
Big
It
T.
looks good. It looks good.
It looks absolutely
It
spot
looks-
on. The tone is
the
spot on.
power suits, everything. Walton Goggins is just again being the best thing he's in when he's in it. He's always the best thing in it.
That fucking sequence in the just in the trailer where it's like Goggins' character just kind of walks into an area and it's like he's got VATS and he's like shooting
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
It's like oh yeah, I'm feeling this.
He looks so much
want
cooler
people-
as the ghoul than he does in his like human form as well.
Yeah.
His human form.
So much cooler.
He's just great, and I'm glad they've got him in it because he's gonna proper elevate. I think he's going to be the fan favorite character because I don't think he's not a baddie, him, is he? He looks like he's going to be the main character's companion.
Yeah.
And the dog's just constantly eating.
Dog meat.
Yeah.
So apparently it's set 15 years after Fallout 4.
Goggins,
cool with that.
Goggins' character, the way he looks, reminds me of Hancock from Fallout 4.
Yeah,
Hancock,
for sure.
Yeah, the guy in the military jacket.
Yeah, the mayor.
Yeah, the mayor. That's
it looks great. The weapons look spot on.
Didn't he turn out to be the guy that? It wasn't one of the ghouls, the guy that tried to sell you the vault insurance.
Yes.
Yeah. He's still got the vault, so he's still got the jacket and the hat on.
Yes.
Yes. He didn't get a place in the vault himself.
But he survived it. And they live forever, don't they, ghouls? Like thousands of years.
Yeah. I really liked there's establishing shots of inside the vault. Like, they've got the look of the inside of the vault absolutely right.
Yeah.
Like, because when you're outside the vault, you can just have a ruined world in the desert, and that's how the games look. But it's like all the iconic stuff and the way things look. Like the vault suits look great. The inside of the vault looks fantastic. The vertibirds and the power armor, it all looks banging.
The costume
design is great.
Spot on. Yeah, spot on. Like they did side by side.
I think they're going to be spoiled, the fans on this. They're going to be really spoiled because I think it could be an absolutely smashing show.
They've definitely put the money into it.
A YouTuber called Juicehead did a side by side comparison of inside one of the vaults in. I think it was the vault from Fallout 4 next to a shot, because it's got that opening shot and it's looking down the vault corridor.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same. Even the minutiae down to every nut and bolt is exactly the same as it is in the game. It's absolutely spot on.
Yeah. It's going to be good.
Yeah, but it's got a female lead, so it's gone woke. Boo!
Not interested.
I'm not even joking. That's already happened.
I know.
And she's not even waspy, is she? She's like mixed race character. Oh, they're fuming.
Yeah.
They're fuming.
Too woke for us.
Cancel it. I've had enough. Sick of it.
Well,
next.
Speaking of which, over to the Swift report. Taylor Swift will earn over $100 million from Spotify this year. The most any artist on the platform
all the time.
History.
To wind you up. Because she's the first artist in history to earn that much money on Spotify. It's ridiculous.
Bear in mind how hard it is to make money on Spotify as well.
Yeah.
Isn't it like 3p a fucking stream or something like that?
Weird Al put a video out today. Says, I've just seen my stats on the Spotify Wrapped for this year, and my songs have been streamed 80 million times, which is fantastic. I've made a whole $12 out of Spotify.
Yeah. I know it's really small, isn't it? Really small cut.
It's something like 0.05 of a cent per play or something like that.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
Yeah, but she's done it now. Like, she doesn't have a record label. It's all like under her own name now.
But what's going to happen, Stig, when her and
when she goes into a final form
player boyfriend? No, when her and a football player boyfriend split up, and then they have to close down the NFL completely after that. They just have to close it down.
Fuck about the NFL. She'll just write another banging album, won't she?
And destroy an institution as well, because they could
just shake it off.
Is that a reference?
It's one of her songs.
One thing away from Taylor Swift is I just watched this while we're on because it's just come out. There's a Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire trailer just dropped.
Why has it been dropping? What's going on?
There are lots of trailers this week. There was a Halo one as well.
Halo.
Godzilla now has pink spikes on his back, and
he did in a few other Japanese.
And Kong
he's gone woke as well.
He's gay now.
Kong has a big mechanical glove gauntlet thing.
And he's had that.
And there appears to be a lot of more Kongs. There's a lot of
what?
There's a lot of apes.
No. There's no more Kongs.
There's a lot of Kongs in the center of the earth, I think.
Well, yeah, because
listen to this, though.
Godzilla vs. Kong did go to that center of the earth stuff.
It did, didn't it? Into the Kong Mountain.
Godzilla vs. Kong
but
was
listen, wait, wow. And the heads will explode when it happens as well. Wait while the internet finds out that Godzilla is female. What are they going to do? What are they going to do when they find that out?
Well, they did that in the Matthew Broderick one.
Yeah.
They've probably forgot, though. They've forgot.
People didn't care back then.
Julian Eggs.
Bring out Godzuki.
Oh,
Godzilla's always been a female. Godzuki, yeah, eggs.
You always say him though.
I know. It's a weird one, isn't it? I think it's the name. It just sounds
Maybe Kong's
more
going
masculine.
to propose to her at the end. They're going to have a
Aw.
Beautiful lizard monkey
Kongzilla.
babies.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it looks shit.
Aw.
The new one, that Godzilla -1 though, that's getting awesome reviews.
Rave reviews.
I'm gonna go see that.
Yeah, same. I'm
That's
really
the
excited.
it's the same guys who did Shin Godzilla, isn't it? It's their
Yeah.
next one. It's the prequel one. So yeah, Shin Godzilla's so good. Next.
Finally, over to the weird world web and the gimp that keeps on giving. Twitter owner Elon Musk tells departing advertisers to go fuck yourself in baffling on-stage interview. This advertising boycott is going to kill the company. Let's see how Earth responds to that.
Oh, God.
As in the planet.
We all know he's an alien. I just want one Elon Musk free day. Why do I also have to see his stupid face wherever I turn?
Do you follow him on Twitter?
No. I'm barely
I
on
blocked
Twitter.
him.
Blocked him. Oh, that's a power move, that Stig.
No, because I just didn't want him popping up on my fucking feed.
That's you off to the gulag.
I closed my Twitter
Shit
account down.
opinions.
Yeah, Stig blocked Tom on MySpace. He blocked Facebook guy.
Zuckerberg.
You know, the alien guy.
Zuckerberg. Actually,
Alien.
when you did sign up
It
to...
blocks all the leads.
I'm pretty sure when Facebook first started, you could add Zuckerberg as your friend at the
You could,
beginning of
yeah.
it all.
Everyone had Tom on MySpace, though, didn't they?
Yeah.
I didn't have MySpace.
So the thing with this particular news story, because Elon Musk says a lot of really stupid things generally because he's a fucking idiot. Mm-hmm. This was at the New York Times Deal Book Summit, which is a fucking big deal. The entire audience is like top level
it's
journalists,
Professionals, yeah.
Yeah, these are professionals, and he's being interviewed by Aaron Ross Sorkin, who was one of the editors of the New York Times.
Yeah.
And so the question that he's putting is like, because he said something really anti-Semitic about the conflict in the Middle East.
Of course you did.
And then he'd gone on a apology tour to Israel or something like that, and then come back. And so that's what Aaron Ross Sorkin is looking about. It's just like, all these advertisers are leaving you, and this trip that you've been on, it looks like a bit of a PR tour. And that's when he says, "Oh no, the advertising boycott is going to kill the company. The advertisers are leaving. Go fuck yourself." And it's stone silence. He's expecting that he's going to get laughs and cheers.
Yeah, but they didn't.
Nah.
The problem is, he's saying that in a room where every single person in that room could destroy him.
That's the point.
They are
yeah.
top-level journalists. They can destroy someone's career in an instant. He's a fucking idiot. You can have all the money in the world. If you lose that influence, you're doomed. You've gone. You're obsolete. You're just a rich guy. Does anyone know the Sultan of Brunei's first name?
Nope.
No. It's just a rich guy, stupid rich. Just, do you know what I mean? He's going to be one of them. He's going to fall from infamy. He's just going to disappear.
So the advertisers have left. They're also big advertisers. Like BBC have stopped advertising with them. The UK government have stopped advertising with them. The EU has stopped advertising. The entire fucking EU government.
You mean a continent?
I'm pretty sure
No, the
Amazon,
European Union,
Amazon, Disney, and
right.
a lot of
Amazon, Disney have gone off. Blizzard, Microsoft, Sony have gone off. Yeah.
Sony. I think
Bezos
Earth has
not his
responded.
Because he
It's,
thought
Bezos
that
off.
he thought that Twitter would pay for itself by charging people money to use it.
No one wants to pay.
Only
for
losers do, unless you've got an actual brand that you need to kind of checkmark for. You just see people with blue ticks and they've got 100 followers, but their comments are right at the top, along with all
Is
the
that what happens? So you pay to win?
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why, you'll click onto something that's quite serious, and the first post as well is just porn. The first several posts now are just...
I mean, I'm not complaining about that.
Yeah, but that's basically what it's turned into. It's pointless.
Hang on, I need to
most of
confirm that.
I get most of my interactions from Pornhub comments anyway in forums. With some really good conversations in there, me and the guys.
Weirder.
All guys.
But yeah, this is just a story that's absolutely, one, he's not read the room properly because he does not know the audience that he is speaking to, and two, absolute
Imagine
confirmation with lots of video of this interaction coming out, very visual confirmation that he is a fucking moron.
I don't think he's human. I know everyone says that, but when he takes his top off, it's like he's transparent. Or is it translucent? Which is the right?
He's translucent. No, it's because he's fucking
you
very.
can see through his body.
He's very pale. No, he is
Paler
human.
than me.
He is human. He's an idiot who got given a lot of money and built up a little cult around himself. And he's the kind of person who has had ab implants when he has a bit of weight on his stomach. So he then has that kind of.
Is that why he looks so like?
That's why he's got that
inhuman,
square body. Yeah, it's like that that paparazzi guy, the Australian fellow that was on Big Brother years ago. Like he looks like that those old vaudeville boxers. Yeah,
big massive chests.
Yeah,
but so weird.
Yeah, he is just an idiot, and he is to be left alone. He is having just the billionaire's midlife crisis as he just burns through all of his money because his ex-wife left him.
How old is he?
50-something.
I give him another 5 years. Be dead.
Oh yeah, he's also on drugs most of the time, so he will die of a cocaine overdose.
He's got darty eyes, hasn't he? Darts his eyes when he's talking to people, like he's not focused.
Yeah, it's because he's on speed all the time.
That's what I was about to say. He seems like a bit of speed, something like that. So he's just darting about, but speed's cheap when you're a billionaire, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get the best speed. Fuck him, leave him alone. Next.
That's it,
dude.
Fantastic. Right then, this is it. The first time we're doing a Got It, and guess who's leading the parade?
Who?
It's Gadget.
Oh no. Yes. So we're gonna lead this one. So this isn't a knockout competition. We're not deciding from the podcast what the game of the year is.
A definitive one.
No, because I
brought my arguments.
I still haven't forgiven TCGS for putting Trackmania over Titanfall 2.
Did they?
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah. Oh, what was it? Life is Strange 2 of Disco Elysium.
Yeah.
Give up.
Yeah, because they do the knockout thing and they get tactical with it and they're trying to win. What we are here to do is to celebrate games. So we've all picked our top 5 of the year, or in Biggie's case, his top 1.
It's one game and DLC.
Yeah. We are going to circle around ourselves. So we're all going to do 5 to 2, and then we're going to do our 1. And because some of us have played games that other people have had, if you have a game that's higher than the person who's talking, we talk about it on your go round when you get to it. Just it saves us talking about it multiple times over.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with the 5s. You're going to give it a little bit about why it was your 5th best game of the year. So because he's having a break, Oodles, give me your number 5 game this year.
I might be the only person that puts this in. Spider-Man 2.
Anyone got that higher?
Insomniac.
Yes.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Take it away, Stig.
Well, no. So when we get round to Stig, when we get round to that number on Stig, we'll talk about it then.
Yeah.
But I think it's only Stig that's played that, other than you.
Yeah. So we talk about it together when it comes to Stig. I get you now.
Yeah.
I'm with you, brother.
Okay. Well, Candy Machine.
Well, I'm kind of in the same boat as Biggie, somewhat. I have played 5 games. My 5th game did not come out this year, but I still played it this year. So I'm going to count it just so I've got something to talk about.
Okay.
And that is the Dark Pictures Anthology, and it was Little Hope. And I played this couch co-op with a couple of friends.
Let me just guess. Nobody else has got this on their list.
No.
I can't imagine you do. But that's fine. I played it as couch co-op, had a thoroughly good time with a couple of friends over a couple of days. It was great. It was great fun. Most people have played a Dark Pictures game. You know what you're getting.
I like
Is that like the Quarry style?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's super massive,
it's
isn't
like
it?
the mini version of the...
Oh, yeah.
So they do the bigger ones like the Quarry and... what was the other one called?
Until Dawn.
Until Dawn.
Yeah,
and then the Dark Pictures ones are a little bit... Then they tend to be about 6 hours long.
That's cool.
And the cheaper
I play
to buy.
them with Kate. Like I play in the Quarry with Kate. So I might pick these ones up.
They're good.
Fun. Yeah,
they're
they're fun.
good little nuggets of game.
Technically, Candy, you can say it's a 2023 game because it came out on the Switch on the 5th of October 2023.
Perfect.
Which we all know
Switch,
Candy
which I
played on the
played
Switch.
Yeah, she absolutely played it on the Switch, didn't you?
Couch co-op
Candy?
on the Switch. Passing the little Switch to
Yeah, that's
each other
it.
that Candy
My
doesn't
friends.
own. That she doesn't even own.
Yeah, so that's my number 5.
I like it. It's not my favourite of the Dark Pictures. I like the one that's in Iraq. I've told you about that one. Have you not touched that one yet?
That's the one that I haven't played. I've played every single other one.
That's my
apart from
favourite
that
one. That's actually got shooting in it. Real shooting.
Huh.
It's weird.
Real proper top tier
It's
shooting.
auto-aim shooting. No, it's auto-aim shooting. You can't miss. But, I don't know. I really like that one. It's got loads of famous... I mean, they all have famous people in, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Will Poulter.
I was going to say Will Poulter, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
the man who's had the best glow up in history.
Yeah,
Apparently so.
Christ, he looks good now.
the facial animation is incredible. When we're playing the Quarry, I was like, the animation on the characters is
How do they do it?
incredible. And then you look at
90% of the time, yes, and then there'll be a really odd one with a mouth that
Yeah.
just goes kind of awry. But other than that, it's spot on.
Until Dawn was like that. It had really good facial animation. I remember there was one, I think it was Hayden Panettiere was screaming or something, and her face just went "Arr!" like that, and it just like didn't look
Rami
good.
Malek's eyes popping out his head. Have you not seen that glitch?
I mean, that's
His
just,
eyes pop
that's
out
just
his
Rami
head.
Malek, isn't it?
He's got big eyes, but they just proper came out.
yeah.
Out the character model.
It was just
That was a game we played with shots. Every time someone died, if you were in control of a character, you had to do a shot. It was great fun.
They are fun games. I like them.
we were just playing it the other day, and they're in the lake in the Quarry, and I was like, oh,
Yes.
this looks amazing. And then you see the water effects, and I was like, the water effects
no.
don't though.
I mean, water's
Anyway.
hard.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, fantastic. So, a little hope for Candy. Moving on, Biggie. Do you have
if
a
I'm going
five?
to put anything in here, I do, but it wasn't for this year. But I did.
Was it from this decade?
Divinity Original
Oh,
Sin.
It's on my list. But no, I finished 2 games this year, which
Wow.
I've been playing for a long, long time. One you obviously know, it was Dragon Quest 11, and I spent 1 million hours on that, and it was great. And it is a charming, lovely game. And if you haven't played it, do play it. If you've got the time to get all the endings, you don't have to do it, but I did.
It's a great game.
The other game that I did finish, because it's by the same team that left us in limbo, it was Inside, and I finally finished Inside. And
About 5
what
years
an
old?
ending that game had. It was
Oh,
brilliant.
yeah. I talked
And I
about
can't
that
believe
in
I left it
private,
as long.
actually.
What's that?
I talked to you about that in private. I like talking
Okay.
about that game.
Yeah, but
Me
it was
and Stig have discussed that
fantastic.
ad nauseum.
Yeah, got lots of theories.
Such a-
like to hear what other people's theories are on it.
Yeah, such an incredible game. And yeah,
I just found out as well that did release on iOS 17.2 this year. So it counts.
which I clearly
On Apple
it's
Arcade. On Apple Arcade.
cross-save compatible.
Absolutely
Yeah.
isn't.
But what a great
Fucking
game.
hell,
So, yeah,
we are
that
shit
was
at this,
superb.
aren't we?
No,
No,
this is
because
pure entertainment.
I've played games from this year. I'm
So
finished
have
them.
I.
I've done more.
I
Anyway,
know you have, but I've still managed to make a top 5.
Anyway, yes, Inside's very, very good. I'm glad you got through that one, Biggie. It's a very good game.
Yeah.
Did you get the secret ending as well? I'm not going to tell anyone what the secret ending is, but did you get it?
Oh, I'm going to say no.
Play it again. It takes about 2 minutes to unlock the secret ending after you beat the game.
Oh, interesting.
Stig looks like,
No, I'm just... Doesn't matter. The Discord decided to reset some of its settings because I can hear just the... ba-doop, ba-doop when people are sending
oh,
messages.
it's annoying when
Yeah.
it does that. Yeah, it does on mine sometimes. Yeah, get the secret ending. Do it. Do it.
Cool.
Right.
Look it up. Google it. Don't bother.
Is it going to take me 120 hours to get it?
No, it's going to take you about 15 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Fantastic. So, moving on to Stig.
My number 5 is what we talked about in the news. Small little indie games which you wouldn't have known about and wouldn't have played if you didn't have Game Pass.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's Cocoon.
I do need to play this. I've heard such good things about it.
So I've talked about this before. Cocoon it's a puzzle adventure game. It was developed by Geometric Interactive and published by Annapurna. And you play as this little beetle where you can hop between these worlds, solving puzzles and trying to just unravel this mystery going on. And it's just it's gorgeous. It looks gorgeous. The sound design's brilliant. The puzzles are puzzling enough, but not to the point of being annoying and frustrating to where you want to quit. It does get your brain going, but you can sit and work it out within a couple of minutes. You do not get frustrated with it. but it still feels really rewarding, and just the inventiveness of the orbs that you carry have worlds inside.
Now it looks great.
But you jump into that world, and it's a completely different environment and different stuff, and you got to take orbs in and out of worlds. You go in a world, go out of another orb, place this orb somewhere, go back through the orb, and you've got to do all this in, time wise to try and unlock doors and stuff. And it's really, really inventive, really good fun, and I think it's like 5-6 hours long. Perfect for like if you've got a handheld. So if you've got like a handheld console that you can play it on, it's great for that.
It's on Switch, isn't it, now as well?
Yeah, I think
like a ROG Ally by any chance?
Like a ROG Ally. You could get a ROG Ally at. I'm not
now a word from our sponsors, Casper Mattresses.
Sure what it's on. Let me just check. So it is on everything: PS5, Switch, PS4, Xbox, Windows. If you've got Game Pass, it's 100% worth playing. Yeah, you bash it out in a weekend. Okay.
Fantastic.
Oh, kinky.
So I'll go next then. So for my number 5, I was in two minds on this one. It took me a little while to decide which would be the number 5, but it could have been Starfield, but it hasn't. Instead, I've gone with Dead Space. Which
it's about top 10, but not my top 5.
So that one, I mean, Dead Space, the series, would not count in 3. Dead Space 1 and 2 to me are like some of my all-time favourite games.
3 is amazing.
Agreed.
And
first time anyone's ever said that in history.
No one knows. That's the first time that sentence has ever been uttered.
Ever.
It's a lie.
Hot title.
The Dead Space remake, I kind of initially had really low expectations for it because it's EA doing a fucking remake. I ended up getting a code for it, so I was like, all right, okay, I'll play it. And within 2 minutes, I was just fucking in. It was so good. It was immediately good. It captured everything that the game did well, and it got rid of a lot of the things that the game didn't do well. Like, it added like the zero-G movement from Dead Space 2. It made the Ishimura an open world rather than like set levels, so like you could go back and mop up secrets if you'd missed something. Added like a key card system where you had to then like go back to places to get like extra good gear and like loot rooms. You
could walk and listen to audio logs.
You could.
We talked about that this weekend, didn't we?
Yeah, a couple of games recently have not let you do that.
No.
But they also did stuff like, it still had the dismemberment thing, but then like everything was a bit more bloody, and like the way that the necromorphs came apart when you were firing at them was obviously massively improved. It looked great. It sounded great. Isaac had a voice in this game, which made the story impact so much better.
It was Adam Sandler.
He did look like Adam Sandler. That's a point against it. But I thought, like, if this is how you're going to do a remake, this is perfect. Like, it's like it had the same impact to me as the Resident Evil 2 remake.
I think the ending's a lot better because Isaac talks.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not going to say why, but it's just in the original,
he has a thought and you can hear it.
Absolute carnage going off, and he's not saying a word.
Yeah, so that's why it's my number 5. So, Oodles, what is your number 4?
I'm probably the only person that's played it. Remnant 2.
Yes, you are. It's on my queue to play, but I haven't played it yet.
She's come out on Game Pass out of nowhere.
That's why it's on my queue.
Yeah,
you lucky buggers. You lucky buggers. So, Remnant 2, I'm a big fan of Cronus, the first one, and Remnant, and now Remnant 2 came out this year, and I completely forgot it was coming out. And you know when you get them surprises, like you load up one of the stores and you go, I'm not fancy buying myself something, and they just there, and we're like, what? I was just aghast. I'm like, oh my word. So I got that, fired it up, and then I remembered why I loved the first Remnant so much. The marriage between it's gonna happen, Stig, Souls likes.
Oh no.
And the gunplay of something like Resident Evil 4 is just it just works, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't work at all.
All right, Todd.
It's it flabbergasted. I mean, there are people, and I know we've got people in our Discord that know all the lore and the story about it. I don't. and I've smashed through these games. I don't know what's going off, but what I do know is I'm enjoying every second of it.
Yeah.
When I'm there,
And
that's
co-op. You can play co-op, right?
You can, yeah.
absolutely the whole way through.
Maybe we should.
Yeah,
do that.
I was listening to TCGS when they had John Denton back on, and he's a massive fan of that game. And he was
Well, it's got
talking
taste.
about how incredible the co-op for it apparently is, because if you drop in and out of each other's games, like going to help your mate in their game, the world is completely different. There's like several different procedurally generated areas.
Yeah. You'll all see different bosses.
Yeah, and he can't believe how they pulled that off, and how no
I
one
don't
else
know how
has pretty
they've
much
done it.
done that before. So,
Like the game isn't the prettiest looking game. The game itself looks like it could run on a PS4. You know what I mean? It doesn't look incredible. It's not like the Demon Souls remake. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, oh wow, look at this. But there's something it's very Dungeons and Dragons, but like modern, like with guns, because it's all about build types and coming back and resting and making sure you're well equipped for the new area you're in. Do you know, like when we play Scorched,
Yeah.
there's a lot of stat management, but it's really simple stat management. But it's one of those games where a point on a single stat can make a difference.
Right.
Remember when we were playing Bloodborne when it first came out and no one knew anything about it, and we were putting points in things we had no idea what it meant.
Yeah.
Wasting points. Nowadays you wouldn't do that, obviously, you know it inside out, but there doesn't seem to be any wasted moments in this. And this DLC that came out in the same year, it's incredible. It's incredible. It's a game that, like, it's definitely AA, it's not AAA, but I've always been a big fan of some AA's. You know what I mean? One of my favourite games ever is Mad Max. No one's ever said that.
I did buy that on the Steam sale.
It's so fucking good. But yeah, Remnant 2 it's perfect for someone that just wants to shoot things in a great manner. Like, it's third person, the guns are all completely different, the builds can be completely different, and it's a co-op game that if you decide to play it single player, you get a dog as a companion and you can pet him.
Oh, you can pet the dog?
Yeah.
Oh, game of the year, right there.
The game even tells you, like, if you're going alone, why don't you pick the handler class? Because this dog's going to heal you. He's going to help you out in bosses. He's going to revive you, like your mate would do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the more you play that game, the more you're like, I don't need to be an handler anymore. I'm ready to take on a bigger bad boy class and just wipe the floor with everything. And the story is actually mental. I'm not even going to do it any justice to describe it. It's just a weird post-apocalyptic world. And these gunfire games, it's the guys did the Darksiders games. It's them.
Oh, it's them, is it? Oh, cool.
Yeah. And they were like AA little God of War clones, weren't they?
Yeah.
they were great.
First two, definitely.
So
Third one, not so much.
No, third one not so much. But yeah, just play it. And that's why it got in my top 5 because I love it. And I know a lot of people do love it. Shout it from the rooftops.
Fantastic. All right, Candy, what is your number 4?
My number 4 is a little game called Hogwarts Legacy. A game
I forgot that was this year.
that was this year.
It was like January or something.
I think it was even later
February.
than that. Yeah.
February.
Yeah, a RPG that just kind of came out of nowhere and delighted all that played it. It took Hogwarts that you know and love and expanded it, and the amount of time, like, it didn't need to have, it could have just have been Hogwarts, the castle, and you just run around in it, and that's all you would have needed to be happy. But it actually expanded it, and it added so many systems to the game. You could raise your fantastic beast. There's RPG elements. The wand fighting was more like a sword fight in ways.
Yeah, it
Really
was.
enjoyed it much more than I was expecting. It's as an open world RPG, it's not the best, but it's kind of, it's if it's your first steps into an RPG, it's
very
great.
simple, isn't it?
It's very
with the
simple, but
mechanics?
it's it needs to appeal to a younger audience as well as seasoned Harry Potter fans. And it was so much fun to play, and I think it just, no one really had that many expectations for it. Like, there was not a great deal of hype around it, And it came out and surprised everyone, I think.
It's because the trailers they kept showing us looked like a phone game.
Yeah, there was a lot of...
Then it came out, and then it was like, oh shit, this is Bully 2. Do you know what I mean? This is good. I need to go back to that when I've finished everything, because I if you recall, I've got that game, and I read up where spoilers are for the film, and I can't continue where I am.
Right.
So I'm just there. So I'm going to start it all again. Because then I thought it was cool. I don't want to be a Slytherin anymore.
Well, you're going to play it with... Yeah. Oh, my God, that's going to be so much more fun for you being able to play it again,
Yeah, exactly.
knowing, like, you've got those images that you know and love of Hogwarts. And, like, you know, most people who've played it, you know Hogwarts and you know what classrooms, how they kind of look. And then you can go and explore them. You can see the secret tunnels from one to another. You can see... Oh, my God, it's so much
I think it's
bigger
brilliant.
than you can... And exploring the common rooms and everything.
Yeah,
It's in my top 10, but I only count games that I finished in my
Yeah,
list
that's
for some
fair enough.
reason.
Yeah, I've got plenty that I started and haven't finished that I couldn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah, really enjoyed it.
I loved going around the castle and Hogsmeade and the forest. I think once it starts getting further and further out, it loses something. I think it needs to be a bit more contained. A bit smaller world would have been fine. They didn't need to make it so big.
I mean, they could have done the whole thing in Hogwarts and Hogsmeade.
Yeah,
that would have been absolutely fine. And maybe
if you just had the forest, Hogsmeade, and Hogwarts, should have been fine. It'd have been fine. But it's the wandering around. I spent so much time just running around the castle. I'm not even unlocked all the doors yet. I've kind of dropped off to play other games, but
it really does have that kind of sense of wonder that I think like Harry probably felt the first time he was going. Like you're discovering it for yourself the first time.
There's a moment where I looked at a floor and I saw like a mosaic of a snake, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I followed it, and it leads to a bathroom. Yeah. And I was like, that's
important bathroom.
I was like, that's really cool. And it tells you when you go in there what it is, but I was like, that's cool.
Some of the old character names as well, like the old wizarding families that you know, and it goes into some of the lore of some of them too, which is just, it just expands that universe.
I'd like to see what that developer does next to Portkey Games.
It's a nice building block for future games, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really would like to see what they do next. They might do another Hogwarts game, which I'm all here for. But I think they just didn't market it like I thought I would have. And again, I'm not a marketer, but it genuinely seemed like a mobile game. And then can you remember everyone's surprised when like it's getting good reviews?
Yeah.
It's getting good reviews. People say it's good.
Avoiding spoilers, but could they do another Hogwarts game, considering it isn't everything in that one?
Yeah, there's lots of... Just take it...
Prequel, mate.
Just take it out of the... You could set some at Hogwarts, you could go to the Ministry of Magic, you could go...
Surely you could say... I don't know what happens in the Harry Potter films, in the final films, but surely they could have it after Harry Potter as well, if the school still exists. I don't know this at this point. You know what I mean? Don't answer it.
I would retell Dumbledore's story which they didn't manage to finish with the films.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like you mentioned to me, yeah.
I mean, Oodles, I'm sorry to say, but Hogwarts was closed down by Ofsted.
Yeah, because all the dangerous
stuff, like they weren't looking after them
Trolls
kids properly.
in the bathroom.
Oh yeah, that's a big markdown on an Ofsted exam. Anyway,
they just change people's memories. This school seems unsafe. Now. Obliterate.
Anyway, Biggie, number 4.
Stig alluded to it already. Just a very quick nod to Divinity Original Sin. I haven't finished it, but I almost have. I dropped off it because I wanted to play some other stuff because I was heavily into that for a while. I just wanted to note that since doing Scorched Sheep, I hit a block when I first played Divinity Sin, and then having played Scorched Sheep now with you guys and understanding D&D better, I went back to that game and found it a much easier play. Yeah. Understood the concept more, mechanics, etc.
I just think the problem with the first Divinity Original Sin, I don't like the story to that one. The sequel's so much better.
Oh yeah, it's.
I'll go back to that.
Also, production values are so much better on the second one because they made some money off the first one.
Jump up. Yeah, it's a
like
huge jump
I went from the second one to the first one. I was like, oh, this is a bit janky.
Yeah.
But no,
Whereas I'll do it the other way around. So
It's great.
Yeah, I'm sure
They're great
there's-
games, though. There is a better
Yeah.
one, though. There is a better
Yeah,
one.
I'm sure there's more from the Larian
Larian.
Studios later.
I think they'll do well. Those guys.
Okay, well, yeah, because that's a several years old game. We'll not count that in your Game of the Year list for 2023.
Just being honest.
I know. Stig, what's your number 4?
Spider-Man 2.
Woo!
Let's go.
Spider-Man 2 is my number 4 game of the year. It's the sequel to Spider-Man and Miles Morales, bringing both of those games together in a next-gen update. And this is next-gen. The city feels more alive. The swinging and combat feels more attuned and better. The mechanics, the way that you kind of flip between the abilities and everything just feels better. Obviously, the city is bigger, but that isn't. I never felt that was an issue. Like, you don't feel like
No, I never did.
takes you too long to get around the city. Swinging around is still so much fun, but now they obviously added a wingsuit in there as well, so you can fly around and you can kind of get into wind tunnels and
Slipstreams.
and that. You can get from one end of the map to the other just by using your wingsuits.
There's a trophy for that.
Yeah, there is. Yeah,
Stig knows. His first platinum.
my first
as well.
platinum ever.
Hey!
My first ever platinum, because it's basically one of those games where you can platinum it by playing it, and then you're left with like a couple of things to mop up at the end.
The thing is, you'll always remember your first. It's like losing your virginity, mate. That's popped your cherry with Spider-Man 2. So it'll always be in your heart forever.
But yeah, I just
And
thought
mine
that
was
this.
Demon Souls.
Oh, God. That one must have been brutal.
Was.
This one is the story. It kind of takes place after Miles Morales, so you can control both Peter and Miles. You can skip between them both. There is a overall kind of arching story involving Kraven and the symbiote, and just kind of pulls it all together in a really nice Spider-Man-esque story. It's got the right amount of emotion and goofiness and action, and there's a real cool thing involving the symbiote later, which I won't spoil, but I never actually knew that was in the game until it happened.
I didn't.
And this is incredible.
I had a fucking grin.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, yes!
It's really fucking good. Yeah, if you liked Spider-Man 1 and like Miles Morales, which I did, like, this is just an upgrade on both of those.
Yeah, I think it's going to be my Christmas game.
Perfect for Christmas. I'll jump on that because it was my number 5 as well. But I reviewed it the other week, and I still stand by what I say. And I know people don't agree with me because I'm not as cool. Well, I'm not as cool as them. I think it is the best superhero game ever made.
It's a toss up between that and Arkham City.
I think this is better. Genuine. I think it's refined. It's perfect. It's well paced. It's not too long. It knows the characters. It does everything it needs to do. It's fun. I smiled. It's rare I'm smiling when I'm playing games because I play horrendous games that just crush your soul. And I just smiled all the way through it. And when it wrapped, and I got me platinum as well, just little cherry on the top. And it's just, I was like, that experience at not full price as well. Neither me or Stig paid full price.
Also, it cost me £8 by the time I bought it and traded it in. Yes.
Neither of us paid full. So it was even tastier because we beat the system. And I think it's going to be a tough bar to hit to be a better superhero game than that. It is the best superhero game I've ever played, and I've played them all.
It has some really good side missions as well, some really like emotional side missions, and bar like maybe 2, they're much better than the first Spider-Man game as well.
Yeah, there's a few shit-uns.
But yeah, it's just everything about it. The city feels more alive. There's more cars. There's more people. There's more stuff going on.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Great game.
Play it.
So
play it.
My number 4, going from one game that made Oodles smile to one game that made me smile a lot. My number 4 is Hi-Fi Rush.
I have that higher.
Oh, fantastic. Then we'll get to that in a minute then. So, number 3's Oodles.
Number 3, Armored Core 6.
That is my number 3 as well, actually.
Oh, we did it, boy! We did it! So, this game came out, and I was very excited to play it. It came out between everything else coming out.
It was a good couple of months when that came out.
Yeah, you didn't play it as soon as I did.
No,
did you?
I know.
You were doing something else.
No, I got it on release day.
And then you sent it to me or something like that?
I started playing it on PS5 and I didn't get on with it, so I sent you my copy. And then after that, played it on PC.
You went back to it. Because you enjoyed the bigger widescreen, didn't you? Yeah, this game is a love letter to anyone that loves otaku style, just culture in general. But it does it without being weeby, which is often the trappings of this kind of game. It's a From Software game. It is not a Souls game in any way, shape, or form. The DNA for how it tells its story is there, but is not. It is a level-based game, similar to, I've said it before to Gadget, it plays like Ace Combat 6 to me, which is another game from Capcom that's sensational and very Japanese. It is a mech game, it is a third-person mech game, it is a mech builder, it is a mech fighter, it is a mech arena game. It is, in fact, it is the best mech game ever made.
I can say,
hands down.
I can see that. So, I know you enjoyed it because you are a fan of the series. You've played pretty much all of them.
All of them.
I haven't played an Armored Core game since the first one on the PlayStation.
The toughest one.
The toughest one. And I beat that one. I beat 9 Ball. I suffered for my art.
Remember, guys, that game had petrol.
That game,
you ran out of petrol on that game.
and that was before DualShocks came out. So to look up and down, you had to use the shoulder buttons, which is it's all fun and games when enemies are flying around you.
I played that one as well. Jeez.
Yeah. But
I think a lot of people played Armored Core 1 because they did it as a budget title, didn't they? When they first started.
It was also on one of those. It was on the demo disc that you got with the PlayStation.
Demo disc, yeah. It was.
Armored Core 6 is very different to it. They've clearly learned a lot of lessons from the Soulsborne series. It is a very fast game. From what I've seen with commentary online, it's much faster than even 4 and 4 Answer, which were the fastest ones previously.
Yeah, they were super fast. But
it's
definitely faster.
This is a spectacle combat fighter where you have to engage with the mechanics. You have to. It's basically like playing like a Tekken or a Street Fighter. If you want to be good at it,
I was about to say that the bosses are like a Tekken bout,
but there is so much spectacle to it. Like the first time you fight Baltius, which is like he's the end of Chapter 1 boss.
He's the brick wall.
He's like a skill gate for players, and he has this kind of ring of like rocket launchers around him, and it's just like a phalanx of missiles come out, and it looks spectacular. And then you get to like the end of Chapter 3 and you're fighting the the ice worm, which is this massive machine and it's a bit of a puzzle fight, but it's got the best sound design and the best characterization because you've got allies with that one and they're all arguing with each other. And you get this wonderful moment where you've got to knock its shield down and then someone with a railgun about 30 miles away hits it. And you just get this moment where all the sound comes down as, I won't miss. And the railgun hits it and it booms. And, it's so good.
I hate how there's a lot of discourse online saying, there's no story to this
game.
So
much story to it. It's great story.
Fuck off. It's a story-based game.
Yeah.
Through and through. And it won Best Story, didn't it, on one of the awards?
I think it might have done.
Oh, it was nominated.
It was nominated for the Golden Joystick for Best Story Writing.
Because it's a fantastic story. And Gadget's entrusted. He got through New Game Plus before I did because he just loved it that much. He whizzed through me.
I'm on to Second Breakfast. Second New Game Plus I'm on at the minute. Because I'm trying to get the hidden ending.
And it's different enough. The replayability of it. And I didn't play much online, but when I did, it reminded me of the fight clubs in Elden Ring. FromSoft have never made a full-on 1 versus 1 dedicated game, and this is the closest.
I've done a couple of the online battles, but I've also had a couple of cheaters come out because I'm playing it on PC, so I'm not bothering with that.
Yeah, they've modded it already, haven't they?
Yeah, but I enjoy the arena, I enjoy the missions, it's great. And also, it's
super special.
Weird enough, even though it's a high-skill game, the muscle memory stays with me, so like I'm dipping in and out every couple of weeks or so, just do a couple of missions.
I am.
And I can pick up the controller and be great at it still. So, that is my number 3, as well as yours, Oodles. And I think it is a very special game that not everybody will like. It's a niche game.
No, you can't recommend it to everyone, can you?
But you can recommend it to certain people, and it's perfect for them.
Yes, absolutely.
Candy. On to number 3.
Number 3 for me, to no one's surprise, is Starfield. And
Starfield.
Starfield's a
By
game
the way, just a disclaimer, Starfield's my number 9 in my top 10. I really enjoyed it.
It's my 8. But yeah, good game, but not top 5.
Well, I only
Really
had the
enjoyed
choice
it.
of
I was
5 games, so... so Starfield's a game that did a lot of things very well. It did a lot of things not very well, which is why it didn't come to my number 1. And I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on the game, but it didn't have the same magic for me. But we're celebrating games, so Starfield is a game that
It does enough, doesn't it?
it does enough. It does what it does well, extremely well. They've captured the kind of the adventuring into the unknown. They've done absolutely spot on. Going to a planet that's completely barren, bar a couple of maybe mining outposts and everything. That's great. The story is probably one of the best, or one of the better Bethesda Game Studio stories, I would say.
I just finished it this week for this very reason, because I knew you'd bring it up, and I was really surprised with that ending. I really liked it.
I was surprised with the ending, in that they did the New Game Plus in quite an interesting way.
Yes. Excellent. But I've run out of Game Pass again now, so
So it's good. The way they do New Game Plus is very much depending on how much attention you pay to the story as it goes along, and different characters' point of views, and who sides with who, and ultimately it's a kind of, you end up asking yourself some philosophical questions. Can I go through and do what I need to do and get the job done no matter who stands in the way, or do I want to take the time with the intricacies and carry on with it? I thought the shooting was great. I thought the lore was great. It had one level that I just absolutely loved, in that it was more like Event Horizon than any other big Bethesda Game Studios.
do you see?
Oh yeah, I think I did that one. That was a really good level. That
It's part of the main story, so yeah, you would have done it towards the end.
Yeah, no Sam Neill in it to put you off.
Exactly, much better. I was always.
I did have the problem with it every time I was fighting the Terramorphs. It was just at the time that meme came out on TikTok, so all I was thinking was, "Can I pet that dog?" Every time I saw the Terramorphs, which kind of ruins the impact of them slightly, I would say. But
Yeah.
Did you play any of this, Stig? Did you play any of Starfield at the end? Have you not touched it yet?
I've not touched it.
And I could go on about why it's not my number 1 for me, but like I said, I don't want to. And on an episode where we're celebrating games, I want to talk about everything that it did right, and
it did do a lot right. It just didn't hit up to the standard that we hoped, I think, is the best way to describe it.
Starfield 2 will be a 10 out of 10.
Sounds dog shit.
I guess just look at it in the same way that Fallout 3 compared to Fallout New Vegas, there's no comparison. I think whatever happens next with Starfield will be a much bigger, better game.
Yes.
I think Starfield 2, if it happens, and I think we can safely say that it probably will, because it still did extremely well for Bethesda and for Xbox, will be a very different game, because I don't think Todd Howard's going to be directing it.
No, he'll be retired into his leather humidor.
Exactly.
He'll be just a full-on film director by that point.
Well, after his visionary director credit for the Fallout franchise,
that'll be it.
Okay,
Be like Neil Druckmann, he'll just go off to TV.
But yeah, Starfield, good game. Biggie.
This kind of counts. It's Football Manager. Shut up. Football Manager 2023 stroke 2024, because this game gets launched near the end of each year, sort of October time. I have been playing Football Manager 23 all through the year, and the new one's just come out as well. Yes, it's Football Manager. It isn't anything much different. Each little tweak so far is just little bits added. One cool feature from 2024, which I forgot to mention actually when I discussed it briefly, was that you could, for the first time, carry on with your save from your previous game. So when the new one came out, I went straight into where I was on 2023 and carried on.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, it's it's a vanilla game when you get it. It comes into its own once you add all your mods with all the logos and stuff that aren't licensed in the game, and then crack on with whichever team you want to manage. And it is what it is.
Who are you managing?
Of course, he's managing Liverpool.
Thank you.
Why would you manage a Premiership team? Is the whole challenge?
I don't get that either.
I mean,
because you can.
No, I know
it's
you
just
can,
fun
but
managing your own team that you support.
Dominating Europe, aren't you, mate?
I could play as my local team if I wanted to down this way.
Sure,
but
I remember playing
I will if I got
Championship Manager '99, and it was taking like fucking Leyton Orient or Accrington Stanley and getting them to wallop Man United.
Yeah, you can do
That's the challenge of the game. You've got to make it hard on yourself. Hey, I tell you what, I'm going to play this here new game, right? And I'm going to pick one of the top teams in the world.
And he's sat there going, "Oh, Mo Salah scored again.
I'm a
scored again."
Fuck these guys. These fucking sadists who idolise
the players
to win.
You want to see at your club that were never bought. You know, you can do it that way.
I mean, I could do it at my club because that would be a challenge to actually stay in the Premiership.
Premier League.
Oh, wait, Premier League.
Premiership's
But
rugby.
It's not for everybody. I do want to give it one big shout though, because as far as I'm aware, it
the only
doesn't
game you
have.
played.
It must be one of the only proper games out there that doesn't have any competition, because there are ones that you can buy that you can probably pay to win and all that kind of stuff. There are freebies out there that you can play that
The
way.
Soccer Manager 2023 on Android. That's his competition.
But there just isn't anything else to play. It's literally, if you're going to play this sort of game, Football Manager is the one.
I'm only jealous, Biggie, that you're allowed to play it and I'm not.
There are reasons why you're not allowed to play at Oodles, and that's because you don't eat.
Because it's crack. Yeah, it's crack. I don't
You
breathe
lose
when I play
weight
that
when you
game.
play it. I mean,
It's crack.
fair play to them. Like Sports Interactive have basically created a genre for themselves where they are the big fish. There is no one else nipping the heels because no one can do it as well. Like they've made the most interesting spreadsheet of all time.
Yeah.
It genuinely is. It's Excel, the game, isn't it?
I can't wait for FIFA to make their own version.
Oh God, imagine that.
Destroy it.
There is a caveat on that though, because they have announced that 2025 is being built from the ground up. They're doing something a bit different.
Well, yeah, but they
haven't said what.
They have that built-in experience. They know what they're doing with it. What they'll probably do is upgrading to the latest version of Excel.
It'll be a new shade of purple in the background.
You want to get the different ribbon across the top, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Ticker tape will be
anymore.
better.
Fantastic.
Is it 60 frames per second, that game? Ray tracing.
Fantastic. Stig, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is a game that was announced in June and then came out 4 months later. Super Mario Brothers Wonder!
Woohoo!
Can you put your moustache back on?
Yeah.
Not played it.
Super Mario Brothers Wonder is a new 2D Mario game, and it's so fucking good and so joyous and so different to every other 2D Mario game that they've ever done. They've just done it again. They've
They've bloody done it again.
What can Nintendo do now with a new 2D Mario game? This is what they can do, and it's just.
And they'll do it again, though. That's the fucking thing.
Those
They'll just
bastards,
keep doing
they'll do it again.
It has a different. It has a slightly different look and animations. There all these
voice acting,
all the different power ups you can get. I didn't even talk about this when I reviewed it. So obviously you got the elephant one, but you can get a bubble trap one, which is kind of like flower power, but instead of shooting,
it makes you go.
No, instead of shooting like fireballs, you shoot bubbles, and it traps enemies into bubbles and turns them into coins. So you could just and you can use bubbles as well to like jump on and whip.
Oh right, so you get different. You can find the hidden stuff by doing tactics like that. That's bang on.
And there's the drill Mario, so you can turn yourself into a drill and you can
drilling everyone.
You literally can drill yourself into the floor and you can like burrow along and just like pop out. But it also means that if there's a roof on the level, you can jump into that and you can scurry along on the top of the level
and find the warp pipes.
Yeah, so there's all that kind of stuff, and it's just this. The more I've played this game obviously a lot more since I talked about it on the pod, but
yeah,
when you get those wonder seeds, every single level is different. Each level has a minimum of like 2 wonder seeds. You get one at the end when you finish the level, and you've got to find one within the level. And every single one is different. There hasn't been a single time where they've just repeated the crazy goings on that's happening, and it's just so good. Like it's Nintendo. When people say, "How could Nintendo do in Mario Kart 9 after they've done 8 so well?" Or how can they do
Clearly they can.
another 3D Mario after the last few were so good?
They're doing Mario Kart 9 as a gritty reboot, aren't they?
Because they can, and they always have these fucking amazing ideas. And this is another one.
I was watching some of Ryuka's videos on it, because obviously he's the guy to go to for Mario content. And I might pick the game up at some point, but what kind of shone out for me was just the quality of the animations. Like, it's a fucking luxury looking game.
Yeah, it looks.
How the hell is
on that console as well?
Yeah, how the hell is the Switch putting that out?
Mate, Monster Hunter Rise.
That's true, but yeah, it does look really good. And it's also just having a good 2D Mario game that's not Mario Maker nor kind of a retread, because like New Super Mario Brothers is kind of just a retread of old stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I think the stuff you got on the Wii and the Wii U was just kind of, it felt like old stuff, but just newer graphics. Whereas this is just something completely new, completely brand new, and it's amazing. Honestly, it's one of the best Mario games I've ever played.
Ooh, fantastic. I'm going to have to pick that up at some point. Right, on to our number 2s, because my number 3 was Armored Core 6. So, number 2 for Oodles.
Potentially the only indie game on my top 10, actually. If it's classed as indie, I don't know what bloody indie games are anymore now. But it feels indie in my heart. And everyone knows it's coming. Dredge.
Dredge is
by Black Salt Games.
Dredge is my number 6.
Dredge is a indie game.
Ooh.
But Dredge is an indie game. It's Dave the Diver that's not an indie game.
I don't know. I've not played that. Maybe I should. But Dredge, it came out at the right time for me. It's everyone knows I've been in hospital this year and stuff like that. I had some things I needed to change in my life, and this game helped massively because I felt lonely. And the game's about loneliness and about being on your own and being isolated and being scared of the dark and being scared of. And if you don't know what it is, it's a fishing game. It's a fucking fishing game. But it's H.P. Lovecraft's fishing simulator. It's the best way to put it. It swept Twitter by storm as well. There were a lot of people going, shit, this is great. It's one of the best Team 17 published games I've played since probably Ukulele 2, which I adored and no one fucking played and they should have done. I don't know, there's something really special about it. I played it on PS5 originally, and then I got it on Switch as well. And I know a lot of people that listen to this show have played it, and some have fallen off it, but I know some have blasted through it and absolutely loved it. I think
I didn't finish it, but I don't want to say I fell off it. I had
everything else came out.
Everything else came out, but also I just had my fill of it. Like the amount of time I put into it was perfect, and
you was spent.
I was spent, but what I played of it was excellent.
I don't know. It felt akin to me, like how Disco Elysium made me feel.
I can see that. Like, yeah,
this is special, but in a different way. Disco Elysium's special in a different way because it's a game without gameplay that I adored, and I don't usually like games without gameplay. Yeah. That really
but
blew
you had
me away.
Inventory management, you had your upgrades. It was kind of a stealth RPG.
I suppose. And then this game itself, it's quick time events, the game, but it somehow manages to be so special and therapeutic, and it saved me in a weird, crazy way. Like Left 4 Dead did on 360. I get saved by games sometimes. I'll get saved by books and I get saved by films. We all get saved by things, and you don't realise until afterwards that, oh shit, you helped. And I'll always adore Black Salt Games from now on. Whatever they do next, I'm there for it. I'm here.
There's
I will give you my money.
There's been like a free update come out with like some extra content in it.
Started it.
Good lad.
I love it. And if you've not played it, again, you don't have to finish it. This game, you don't have to finish this game. Get your fill.
Yeah, I got my fill, and it's still my number 6.
Good lad.
Okay,
perfect. There you go.
Candy Machine.
Numero dos, for me, is a Final Fantasy game, unlike the which we've never seen before, Final Fantasy 16. This is Final Fantasy grown-up.
Number 8.
This is Final Fantasy for grown-ups. This is the first mainline Final Fantasy of its ilk, shall we say. It's a darker tone. The whimsy is still there, but it's not quite so whimsical. It's grounded. I adored it. Those boss fights were a absolute sight to fucking behold. Whether or not you
I was always a few days in front of you, and I kept saying, get ready, Candy, get ready, it's coming.
Well, do you know what? Every time, you said it's going to bake your PS5, every time I thought, well, this must be the boss that does it, and I'm there, like, feeling my PS5. It's not that one, it's not that one. And just the absolute spectacle. I mean, some of the boss fights, it is more of a spectator sport, I would say, than actually participating in some of them.
You just tap in.
It doesn't matter. But you've put the work in at that point where you want to watch this. And with the old Final Fantasy games, you had the FMVs as a treat at the end of a long period of grinding. And this was the same. You worked your way through this bit. You had this huge boss battle. I cannot believe the sheer magnitude of what they managed to push out of the PS5. It's just
and it sold
unbelievable.
adequately.
It's unbelievable. Clive, who thought, how can we make the name Clive cool? It works.
There's
a reason.
Yeah, there's been some frothing ladies around the internet with Clive.
And froth hard.
He's great. He's up there.
He's got a good collarbone.
Oh, doesn't he?
He's just up there with some of the best characters they've ever had.
I think
he says fuck a lot, doesn't he?
He's not. He does. He's not a misogynist. He's not moody. He's not awkward when he speaks to people. Squall, I'm looking at you. Do you know what I mean? He's not. He doesn't have memory issues like Cloud. Do you know what I mean? That he's just a fully fleshed out character.
It's the reboot that the Final Fantasy mainline series needed, and I think it's Square Enix.
And we follow him through his life as well, from a boy to a man.
Yeah, and Square Enix have pulled their socks up. They've realised that the Final Fantasy crowd have grown up. We were teenagers playing Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8. We're not teenagers anymore. The times have moved on with RPGs, and this is the game that Square Enix, Final Fantasy has moved along with it. And I can't wait to... I was worried after Final Fantasy... And don't get me wrong, I liked Final Fantasy 15. The boy band one. I enjoyed it.
I liked the first 10 hours of it, and then I realised, oh no, there's 30 more hours of this. I'm not doing
this.
This
is it.
Oh,
this is it. And I can't wait to see where the series is going. I think maybe the one thing it lacked was the really beautiful scenery that some of the games do, but...
There's a lot of open fields, wasn't there?
Yeah, very sort of damp England feeling weather, but it was...
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, you cast Finchy from The Office in it, you're going to get damp English weather.
He is insane in it. And again, it's not a massive spoiler because he already mentioned this, but he's not in throughout the whole game, but his presence is felt throughout the whole game.
Fair enough.
In a perfect way that you think, fuck, yeah. And that's how you do characters for a mature audience. Clive's not the avatar of this game. Now, like Cloud is the avatar of the game. You're just controlling Cloud that only goes, not bothered. Because that's what, like kind of said, teenagers were like, I'm not bothered. You're just controlling Clive through his life. We're spectators.
Clive is his own character, effectively.
Yeah, it's... Everyone's their own character, and I hate this when they're saying, oh, it's Game of Thrones, Final Fantasy. No, it's not.
No.
It's more than that.
It is, absolutely. And you can't say that Game of Thrones is the pioneer of anything. It's very good at what it does, but it's no pioneer,
And it's also worth remembering, Final Fantasies 1 through 5 were all swords and boards, dragons fantasy.
Yeah.
Absolutely, mate.
It was six when they started putting the robot shit in there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
The combat's great as well. It's real time. It's not turn based. It never will be.
Devil May Clive, innit?
Devil May Clive. You feel powerful. You can you level up your powers like you would expect. But oh god, I loved it. It was such a surprise.
It's really good.
I was expecting not that much from it. I think Square Enix games, especially after Forspoken, I didn't hold out much hope, but
I forgot about that game existed.
So did Square Enix.
Yeah,
it's made me excited.
As a long-term Final Fantasy fan, I've played them all in sequence, in order, whatever. When we got them, obviously in the West, I haven't loved one since 12. That's how long.
12 is so
what's
good.
that? 15 years, longer than 15 years ago now.
10,
12,
it was 10
isn't it?
for me. 10 was the last
12.
one that really resonated.
12 was 2007.
End of PS2 era, weren't it? 12,
Yeah.
and people didn't play 12 because of the PS3 came out and the Xbox 360 came. People
That's right, yeah.
And it's one of the best ones, and I haven't loved one since then because 13 came out and just fucking nearly killed the franchise. And 14's a fantastic game now. It wasn't.
And
but
15 really strained the goodwill of the audience.
Yeah, I don't think you can really class 14 as a mainline Final Fantasy game because it's an MMO. Even though it's
there's some fucking story in that, mate. Pretty fucking special.
Yeah, but we count that one separately. Anyway, times are ticking.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 16 Candy's number 2. Biggie, you got a 2023 one. Give us a 2023 game you've played.
Please.
Just about. So, the reason why I haven't got a 2023 list is because of this game and my number one game as well. So, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, again, came out late last year, and we have been playing it all year.
That doesn't count.
So, it does count because it comes out so late, you're playing it through this year.
Yeah, but it came out in October 2022.
I could have put Call of Duty 3 in my
that
list.
Game like that. You have to play it throughout the year because of the seasons.
I finished the new one, mate.
And that is what is so good about this game, because for the money you pay originally when that game came out, and yes, I did a game share with my friend M. Flem as well, so it was even cheaper for us, but bang for your buck, you got the campaign, which was really good, bar a few little bits, but generally it was really good. The multiplayer is excellent, which is what we played. The DMZ, which was kind of new, that was great fun. Warzone we never really even touched this year, purely because the multiplayer was that good. The seasons were really good, they're fun, the battle pass is so addictive. That's what keeps us going. The banter, even met up with a friend that we've been playing with all year for the first time. We met in life for the first time, that was really nice. It's just a really good shooter, it really is. Apparently not the new one, but this one was good. Was really, really good. And
stick with that one, pal. Stick with that game. Don't bother getting the new one.
I've put in pretty much 350 hours this year into Call of Duty, so that is why. My gaming time is limited, so when I do play in the evenings, it's either that or something else, and that is literally it.
Fair enough.
Game that came out last year.
Okay. So
end of last year.
Stig, what's your number 2? Please be a 2023 game.
All of mine are 2023 games.
All of mine are.
Oh my games are 2023.
Well, that's what we're here for. I mean, when we talk about TV and film next year, I'm not
going to be like, I've watched The Sopranos this year.
I'm not going to talk about Succession because I could do actually technically. But
yeah, you could. You had the last season of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I could talk about the last series, but anyway.
Anyway, your number 2 game, Stig.
Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush is a game that dropped on Xbox Game Pass out of nowhere as Shadow drops.
One of the greatest Shadow drops of all time.
Xbox Live event or whatever it was, and like, here's a new game. Oh, by the way, you can play it now. What? So it's on Game Pass. Fuck it, let's give it a go.
Oh, I finished this.
It's so good. It's so much fun. I absolutely loved it. I love the world. I love the colours. I love the sound. I love the animation, the characters, the writing, the soundtrack is incredible. And I'm usually not really one for rhythm games, but this one just worked really well, and
it's simple enough as a rhythm game.
I think as well, it's accommodating as a rhythm game, because the whole thing is obviously you hit on the beat, but if you miss the beat and you when you hit attack, Chai will just hit on the next beat, so you fall out of rhythm, but Chai keeps this rhythm, so you can still do the combos and you just don't get as high a score. Yeah, and I think that's what helped it for a lot of people. But it's fucking glorious, that game. I love it so much.
I really didn't love it as much as you two, but I played it in the wrong circumstances on my phone.
Yeah, because you're dead
that's
inside.
the problem. No, but it still had a controller and stuff, and there was no lag or anything.
I think if you were to play it on an actual Xbox or on a PC,
yeah, probably.
Like,
probably would have liked it more.
Like, not over xCloud as well, because I know you said xCloud worked really well for you, but there will be some lag and some weirdness.
There must have been some. Yeah, there must have been some.
But like,
I liked it. It's in my top 20. But I didn't
20?
love it.
Fucking Punk's gonna come stab you.
I've got. It's in my top 20. I don't care. He can come and stab me. He's tried it before. But and I'm still alive.
So for me, Hi-Fi Rush was my number 4, not because it's any less good than what Stig says, but just there were other games that knocked it down for me.
Yeah, I love the characters and that world. I want more. I want more of them.
I want an anime of them. I just want to see.
Did it do well? Did it do well financially? Then do you know?
It was just Game Pass, but it did really well on Steam. A lot of people bought it because it was priced at like 22 quid on Steam.
I'd like it to continue as a franchise. I think
it's a very good Steam Deck game.
I bet it is. Yeah, I bet it is. Bigger screen.
Yeah.
I bet it is actually.
Yeah. I need more
I'm willing to play it
life.
again if I do end up getting an Xbox. I'd play it again. It's not that long either, and the soundtrack, like Stig says, is
but the thing
really surprising.
The thing is, it's one of those infinite replay. Like it took me, I think, about 10 hours to get through the whole game because I kind of struggled in the last chapter.
Same
of it.
for me.
There was one quite long rhythm moment where I was struggling. I think it's because I was using Bluetooth headphones and there was a bit too much lag. But got through it. I've been back through it again since, kind of on and off, a little bit like how I'm doing Armored Core and doing some of the challenge stuff and like unlocking some of the rooms I couldn't get before because like you didn't have the right support characters. But it's just a game that makes me smile. Like, I have not laughed so much at a game as I have with that. There are some really brilliantly funny moments. There are really brilliantly heartfelt moments. It can be really sweet. It can be really brutal. It's so good. It's so fucking strange. And then they put the fucking Prodigy on the soundtrack, and I'm like, yes, man!
Yeah, that bit was great.
I'm telling you now, right? Tango Gameworks, the changing landscape of what you expect from them.
Yeah. Also, the fact that
we know now that they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, this came from the same studio that did Evil Within and fucking Tokyo Ghostwire. I was like, hang on a second.
Yeah,
this is a bit of a left turn for you,
give
lads.
A fuck. No, but even like Ghostwire Tokyo was such a weird game, and they don't give a fuck now. And they're now ones to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they're just going to be like, oh, his next game is just a puzzle game, but there's a twist. There'll be, you know what I mean? There'll be something. The Wild. Yeah, I like that game. I just don't love it.
Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, so my number 2, and I suspect Candy might have this one higher. I have Alan Wake 2.
I have it higher.
Okay, so we'll defer to Candy when we come around there. So we've been through our top 4s, the back end of the top 5 rather. Time for our number 1s. So, Oodles, what is your game of the year?
This was the longest thing. Now, it's not Alan Wake 2.
No.
That's in my top 10. It's Baldur's Gate 3.
Shock.
Okay.
I never thought, though, in my existence that I'd have such a nerd game as my number 1.
I tell you what, because it's my top game and it'll be Stig's top game, let's let Candy and Biggie go first, then, in that case, because we're going to have to nerd out on Baldur's Gate for a little while here. So, Candy Machine, can we nerd out together?
Well, yes, as you alluded to, Alan Wake 2 has surprised and delighted me. And I've had to break my own rule because I haven't finished it yet. But by all accounts...
It doesn't drop off.
By all accounts, it does not shit the bed.
No, it does not.
I loved Alan Wake 1. I loved Control. I had to go back and watch the Alan Wake DLC and the Control DLC.
It's great.
I know, but I can be bothered to go back and play it.
Yeah.
I am really finding it difficult to find any points that I don't like about this game. It's just...
Too many elf packs.
No, that's fine for me. I love it. It's just they're so cleverly written. Like Remedy games, I think probably. I can't wait to see what they write next because the writing is so clever and it's so different. And like Gadget said when we were chatting, I would quite happily read an Alan Wake book.
Yeah,
the thing is, though, with Remedy, they have always been clever. Even the first Max Payne game is superbly written.
Yeah,
the prose in Max Payne is next level.
It's because
it's all hammy as fuck.
because it was deliberately hammy as fuck. Like, it's all written by Sam Lake. Sam Lake knows exactly what he wants to put out there.
He could just novelize anything and turn it into like a neo-noir fucking opera.
And what an absolute character Sam Lake is as well. What an MVP in the world that man is.
He's a rock star.
Complete rock star and complete troll as well. Like you said, Gadget, like I'm sure it wasn't him that was like put me in the game. It was everyone around him.
There's no way he wanted to be in it. They've made him do it.
It's just
that's how I see it. He's not inserted himself. They've gone, Sam, why don't we just put your face in there?
Yeah, exactly. Go on, Sam. You can do it. Do this.
Well,
go on, Sam.
Because he became Max Payne because all the people
that original Max Payne face is so good.
All the people in the cutscenes of Max Payne are developers and friends and family of the developers. Like the kind of slightly dominatrixy older woman that is torturing Max at one point. That's the graphic designer's mother.
I love that.
So because the story, and I'm not going to spoil things for Stig, but because of the way the story goes, it didn't have any choice but to put Sam Lake back in there because Alex Casey needed to be a thing.
It makes sense, doesn't it? It makes sense. Alex Casey in all but name. That is not Alex Casey at all. We know who it is, but we're not allowed to contractually say who it is.
Because a rock star on the character.
Yeah. We all know who that is. We're not stupid.
It's such a clever game. The way the writing wraps around itself, the way it nails everything together. Even just the structure of the game is cleverer than I expected it to be. I really like what they've elevated with Alan's character because he's very paranoid. He's lost his mind a bit, being stuck in the dark place for so long. I love Saga. She's a wonderful character.
She's brilliant.
What's the name of the guy that he goes to see in the hotel all the time? The guy that he has a drug bender with.
Thomas.
Oh, he's brilliant, and it's the same guy as well that plays
same
him.
actor, yeah.
Yeah, he is brilliant, but it's such a good moment that.
I like that there are still references to the old gods of Asgard, all that kind of thing. Like everything gets put in there. Alan's third chapter. We're not spoiling it for Stig, but it's incredible. You know, Candy. You've got the GIF on your computer.
I have not got over that. I have absolutely not. The sheer wonderment of what happened took me by. It took me by the throat, and it made me look at the screen, and I could not look away. And that's all I've been able to think about. It's all I've been able to dream about for the last week.
If you asked me, what would your top moment of this gen?
Oh yeah,
I'd say it was that chapter.
Hands down.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
There's no way that makes the ashtray maze look fucking tame.
And yeah, I think Alan Wake 2 is an achievement, a technical achievement, because it looks fucking glorious. Like it's
next gen.
It's what we were promised when the PS5 and Xbox came out. Like this is luxury as a game. Sound design's wonderful. Some of the gameplay design is still a bit kind of Xbox 360 gen with just the way the combat works, but I'm fine with it.
But there's so little. It's such an intriguing and engaging game without there even needing to be that much combat. I'd be quite happy to play through the game with just the mystery and intrigue of what's happening.
My only complaints with it, and you'll get this kind of as you get a little bit further into it, Candy, there are some slight pacing issues in Saga's middle game. It's not horrendous. It's not enough to like knock it down from being a 10 out of 10, but it's stuff that just makes it not quite perfect for me.
Yeah.
And there's no fast travel.
Have you done Coffee World?
Yes.
That was so good.
Yes, I have.
Very Silent Hill.
And it just the different mechanics for both the characters as well. Alan having his clicker and Saga's kind of mind map.
Yeah.
It's just all of it is so clever. It can almost feel like playing two games at once. You can switch between.
That's how
the two.
Gadget did it. He did one of the full stories and then went back and did the other guy.
Yeah.
I did it where I did a chapter of each.
That's what I'm doing. I think I'm going to go back to Alan.
Gadget were like, I really like Saga's story.
No, it was Alan's story. It was some of Alan's story that just dragged me through it. Anyway,
and then the game forces you, doesn't it, to then?
Well, yeah, when you get to the end. So yeah, it's Alan Wake 2 is so good, and I'm at the point now where I 100% fully trust Remedy for whatever they do.
Yeah,
Quantum Break made me wobble on them a bit, but then Control was fantastic, and now they've dropped this. I'm just like, yeah, you guys are legends.
It's been a long time since a game has grabbed me quite as wholly as this has.
I think also again, my last point is that I love how much Finnish stuff is in there.
Yeah,
because obviously Remedy are a Finnish company.
Yeah,
and it's like
a lot of dialogue is Finnish.
A lot of the dialogue is Finnish, and there's like it's almost like one of the towns next to Bright Falls is almost like a little Finland kind of thing, and they've all got the saunas and stuff like that, and it's great. Yeah. But we're running on time. Yeah, this is going to be a long fucking episode. Biggie, what is your game of the year?
It's the games of 2023. So Cyberpunk came out in 2020. So I'm playing the game that should have been out in 2020, but I'm actually playing it in 2023 because it's kind of the game that it should have been.
I would say we'll count this one because they finished it this year.
Playing the patch.
Absolutely.
It's game of the year.
The early access ended this year.
And yes, we made fun of it. It was much derided on this podcast.
I made a formal apology to the listeners when I turned around and said, "This game's good now."
It's grabbed me, man. It's made me stop playing COD. I love multiplayer. I love the banter that I have with my friends, but I wanted to play something solo, and not many games, like you were saying, like when they grab you and it's all you think about. That's what this game has done to me, and I would actually say at the moment, the main plot isn't what's grabbing me. I'm enjoying the side quest stuff.
Because they've made them good and they've got rid of shit ones.
It's just entertaining going off and doing all the different stuff for people. Yes. And yes, originally your mobile phone wouldn't shut up as you were going from area to area.
It's not the same anymore, is it?
But I still have it on, but it's not as bad as it used to be. And you actually get follow-ups to missions that you've done for somebody. They'll text you and you have this little fake text going between them.
You might not have noticed this as well. Like, now when you do side quests, you get a worthy treasure at the end of it. Yes, you should just get a bit of credits or holy shit, this weapon has changed my build completely that I've now unlocked. And it makes the world more alive. And then when you get into Fanny Libs, mate, Fanny Libs just changes the whole fucking game.
I just like the fact that they sorted out the level up menu. You can fucking read it
so much better.
Yeah.
You can see what's coming.
Yeah, you can make informed decisions rather than picking a skill, thinking it links to the next one. Yeah. Oh no, I've got to get these 4 skills over here to get to this one that I actually want.
If you recall, on the original drop of Cyberpunk, lockpicking was in the strength category.
Yeah, that didn't make sense.
What?
Have you seen there's been a new update for it today as well? Like that you can actually use the Metro.
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, there's just lots of stuff has been added, lots of stuff has been fixed. Yes, it still has bugs. The jank hasn't gone, but it's just less.
Yes, it's cost CD Projekt more money than producing the game in the first place.
It has. They spent about 485 million, I think, on fixing this game.
I mean, fair play to them because they could have easily just thrown it in the bin and said, "Well, let's just try harder next time."
Yeah, fucked it. Yeah,
but Johnny Silverhands isn't as bad as he was before. I like the music; he's banging.
They've changed all the music.
The weapons, just the combat. The city is alive, or feels alive, should I say? And I wanted to give a shout out to the fact that I'm playing it with my headphones on because I'm really loving the atmosphere, the audio.
Spatial audio as well, hasn't it? Where the cars come behind you.
So good. So yeah, you can get this game dirt cheap now. It's so cheap to buy. So yeah, if you ever wondered what it's like now, it's my top game of the year for me. It's well worth the money. And I'm looking forward to finishing it. Really, really, really enjoying it. Really good. They've finally delivered the game they said they were going to.
You can let us know on next year's game of the year.
Yeah, when you finish Fanny Lips.
But yeah.
Who knew that
that's
Idris Elba
my
would be a
game for the
really
year.
good character in a game? Because he's really good. He's really
It's almost like he's an actor.
Who'd have thunk it? Yeah, but Keanu Reeves is also an actor, and he's not very
Well.
good.
No, Keanu Reeves is Keanu Reeves. He just exists as Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Right, so Cyberpunk, 3-year-old game, is Biggie's game of 2023. Fantastic, wonderful, brilliant. Okay, so moving on.
I'm the retro guy of the pod.
You're the Renegade Master.
Retroactive.
So, gentlemen, Baldur's Gate fucking 3.
Game of the year.
Pissed off. Pissed off about it.
You're pissed
I'm
off,
so
Oodles,
pissed
that
off.
it's a fucking D&D game.
Yeah, I just did not expect this. This blindsided the. I mean, I did play Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 years and years and years ago, and it was just a clicky game that I kind of enjoyed when I was playing it. They announced this, and I wasn't like, oh yeah, Baldur's Gate's coming back. I was just like, this is going to be decent because I love Larian because the Divinity 2 mainly, not Divinity 1. I don't know how they did it.
I know how they did
Honestly,
it. I know how they did it.
by releasing it very early.
They did it by putting Act 1 out in early access and listening to the fans.
Fine-tuned.
Paying their voice actors, paying their writers, paying their developers. You know how everyone always had this belief that CD Projekt Red were the good guys of gaming? Because they did so much with The Witcher and you got proper physical stuff with the game. No, it's fucking Larian. Those Swedish bastards have done it. They are the good guys of gaming. It
usually only happens once a generation. This is a phenomenon.
It is a generational game. In the same way that I think Baldur's Gate 2 was. Because Baldur's Gate 1 was great.
Yeah, 2 was a real step up.
2 was unreal. 2 was like something wildly different in terms of quality. And don't get me wrong, I love Baldur's Gate 1.
I've spoken about this again ad nauseum, so I'm not going to say that much on it. But the main reason it's my number one is because it shocked me how good. And everyone knows my issues with Act 3.
Yeah.
But if I'm still putting a game at number one when I don't love the whole game, doesn't that just show you how much quality is in that game? When I've now finished that game I'm just coming up to my third playthrough to the end. It's insanely good.
For me, what sealed it as game of the year, I mean, pretty much I was confident from about maybe 3 hours in it was going to be my game of the year.
It's built for you, that game, though.
It's absolutely built for me. But I think what properly sealed the deal for me was that because I'm on my second playthrough.
You got to shag someone. Yeah.
When I finished my first playthrough, I was sad. Not that the game was over, but that my character's story was over. It's been a long time since I've played an RPG where I've really got into the role play, where I've really wanted to. So my character, she was a tiefling druid called Ta'ala, and I played her. I took all of either the tiefling or the druid choices. Generally kind. If there was an option to talk about nature or animals, she went I really leaned into the role play of the character. And at the end of it, she got a pretty good ending. She didn't get the best ending available, but she got a pretty good ending, and most of my party did. And I saw, as the credits go, I just had a little bit of mist in the eye there because I thought, I'm not going to play as her again. There's no New Game Plus for these characters. You go through and you finish it, and her story is done. I've rolled up another character who's turning out to be an absolute bastard. I'm just rolling with the dice as I go it, and she's doing well. But that's that's the kind of thing you think of BioWare games and BioWare or even Final Fantasy. They are RPGs in terms of numbers go up, but you're not really role playing. You have a character in those games. This is what's rare for me, that you can literally actually role play as anything you want. Unless even if you pick the fucking origin characters, even if you pick the main cast, you can still role play them however you want to play them.
But you'd then be wasting some really good voice acting if you pick one of them.
I know you would.
Because they don't talk, do they?
Voice acting is unreal in that game. Fucking Neil Newbon as Astarion, that performance is wonderful. Karlach's
darling.
Karlach's voice performance is off the charts.
She's got ADHD, yeah.
Absolutely.
Side note, I was at
And she's pansexual.
I was at Comic
good to
Con
have that
today, and
representation.
Astarion was there.
Well, actual Neil
Did you
Newborn,
kiss him?
or just
The voice actor.
Did you kiss him?
No, I met Troy Baker instead.
Did you kiss him?
Oh, I tried. He was very tall, very tall.
Some handsome bloody devils, aren't they? Both of them too.
I think it's a game that will go down as a legendary game.
The thing is, again,
Like most of them, like Elden Ring is an amazing game. That got all the Game of the Year stuff last year.
it's not generational.
But I don't think that's as legendary a game.
That's just
that's an evolution of Dark Souls.
It's the perfect of that type, isn't it? This is different.
Like, people will remember Dark Souls more than they'll remember Bloodborne, Sekiro, or Elden Ring. This, like, you can think of any CRPG going, whether it's kind of Divinity or Icewind Dale or the Warhammer Rogue Trader that's about to come out. Like, they're all now going to be compared to Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah. I mean, again, like, Stig's going to probably mention it, but he's put this as his number one and he hasn't finished it yet. That's how powerful it is.
Yeah, it's great. I knew it was number one before I even got out of Act 1.
Yeah.
Just like, nothing is beating
Act 1 is the best game of the year.
Nothing is beating this. It's incredible. I just had time in this last month, really, to put time into it. But yeah, but you just said everything, really, that needed to be said. It's just so finely tuned and just absolutely amazing. And it's just all these little hidden things. If you do enough kind of exploring and looting of chests and bodies, and you could talk to bodies and find things out, and they've put all these little nuggets in, and there's a thing you can loot, and in there, one of the knives is called the poo scraper. It's just little stupid things like that they do. Like, Gadget got turned into a wheel of cheese.
I did. Because I pissed off a gin. Don't piss off the gin.
It's as serious as it wants to be at times, but as stupid and wacky as it's D&D. It's wacky and stupid at times, it's serious at other times, and they've just put it into this really amazing game. I mean, with fuck ton of detail in it.
It's tantamount to how close it can be to D&D. Is that 3 of the boss fights in the game I resolved by convincing them to kill themselves.
Yeah, same. And again, a testament to its gameplay as well. I am not as thorough as someone like Stig, hence why he's taken longer than me, but I still managed to get the fantastic endings to the axe.
Yeah.
Just because of my choices rather than my gameplay.
Yeah.
How we can manage to do that. And I've barely scratched the surface, even on my 3 runs I've had of it. Because I'm not that kind of guy like Stig will pick every book off at shelf, just in case. You never know, do you? You never know if something's there. But I'm not that kind of... I don't play it for that. I play it for conversational aspects of it. Like, I play Dungeons & Dragons in real life for this podcast because I enjoy the conversational bits.
Yes.
I'm never that engaged in the combat. I'm not bothered.
There are 2 things that I think, and I know these both seal it for Candy, that this should be Game of the Year over Alan Wake 2. 1, you can become a cat's mother, and it's very happy to see you. Oh. And even if you're using talk with animals, it still speaks like a cat. Goes "Mother, mother," like that. And oh shit, what was the other point? Oh yeah, you can fucking shag anything basically.
Both very good points.
Like every party member is romanceable in some way, shape, or form. You can have a sordid foursome with a pair of drow twins.
You can fuck a squid.
You can fuck a squid.
You'll try anything once.
I did it more than once.
You can fuck your way through Faerun. Basically.
It's a horny game.
Super special.
It's a very fucking horny game.
But it doesn't have to be either. You don't have to be that. If you don't want to play it for that reason, you don't have to. You can just say, no, I'm not shagging.
It depends on my dice rolls because I'm playing as Cowboy when I go back to it, so we'll see how that goes.
You're not going to get laid, mate. You're dying a virgin.
He's going to die on the first fucking beach. He's going to walk forward, trip over, and break his neck.
I got
It's super
past that,
special,
actually.
and it deserves its accolades. If there were ever to be a definitive one, but we don't pick that. If there were to be, that is it, and it's going to sweep up at the Jeff Awards. It's
The Jeff Awards, yeah.
It's. But I thank you for running that gadget. Thank you for running it. You did it with aplomb.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Round of applause.
We do have feedback
but-
as well.
I was about to say, do we have feedback?
We do. So we're going to start with Jack Chambers Ward of Sequelizers fame, one of our lovely patrons.
Never heard of him.
He got you
Don't
killed.
hold grudges for too long, mate. Don't hold them forever.
It's obvious, but Baldur's Gate 3 is the clear winner for me. It exceeded every other
shit.
game. Exceeded every other game in a genre I love so dearly, and a franchise that means so much to me. Honourable mention to Sea of Stars, though. I know Oodles loved that as much as I did.
I did. Top 10.
I'm going to. We're doing honourable mentions in the green room, incidentally.
Yeah.
Oops, I mentioned mine.
Christopher Love, otherwise known as Deadbeat Punk, has said, "Dave the Diver, you cunts." I don't think any of us.
Solid
That's the
indictment,
full
that.
title. That's
Yeah, I
his
don't
name.
think any.
Now, he'll hate me again. I mean, he hates me anyway, but I played the demo of Dave the Diver, and I'm glad I played the demo because I didn't want to continue.
Oh.
And everyone tells me I should love it, but then again, when you do... And this is a curse of demos. Sometimes when you know it's a demo, you don't care. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
You're skipping dialogue. You're just not... It's a fucking demo. You got an hour to play this game. So maybe I should just get... Because everyone tells me that you'll love it. So maybe I should. David the Diver.
So Planty didn't get the message on what we were doing this week, so he sent me not only his Game of the Year feedback, but also normal feedback. So we're going to do both, just so he hasn't wasted the
God
effort.
bless him. Yeah.
Plus, we also need to check up on the state of his man flu.
It's as bad as ours. That's
So-
really bad.
So he said, "Well, me modern chums, I didn't succumb to my illness last week, and just as well because someone's got to give the gift of shit film reviews." This week we started our Christmas film watching. We love a good Christmas film in this house. Starting with The Santa Claus, which is not a good Christmas movie. It
not.
might be almost 30 years old. Fucking don't say that, Planty. Don't say that. That film is
It
30
is,
years old.
mate. It is, mate. It is.
But there's no excuse for 90 minutes of fatphobic jokes, crappy CGI, and one of the most annoying shit boy child actors to ever grace the screen. I bet it still gets Candy hot and bothered, though, the pervert that she is.
Well, you know me too well.
Yeah, you're a ho, ho, ho.
I
Way!
got a thing for Santa. I can't help it.
Is that the one with
Tim
what's his
Allen.
name?
Tim
Yes.
Allen. That's why I went,
From the ridiculous to the sublimely slashery, so Candy's view again. It's a Wonderful Knife is a play on my favourite film of all time, It's a Wonderful Life, where the survivor of a slasher horror attack sees what life would have been if she'd never been born. Funny, sweet, gruesome, and a role for X-Files' The Smoking Man, who we all assumed was dead.
of cancer.
Yeah.
Finally, we started Christmas episodes this week at 100 Things We Learned from Film with the classic Gremlins. We talk about the puppets, Samantha Mumba, and Robbie the Robot.
Samantha Mumba's not in Gremlins.
I assume there's some tangential link.
There
She's in
always
the
is.
time machine, though, with Guy Pearce.
Says, gotta
Never
go.
figured that
We're
out.
just sitting down to watch the definitive Christmas film that people argue about on every Christmas.
Muppets.
Oh, is it a Christmas film or oh, isn't it? That's right. Batman Returns.
That's
You
a Christmas
fucking
film.
what, mate?
It's not Christmas in our house until Danny DeVito spits out some black gunk.
Yeah, it is a Christmas film.
Christmas
I
film.
guess it is,
Yeah, it's
isn't it?
Christmas.
Yeah, now you mention it.
No, it is.
I mean, it's not the Muppets, is it? But
Don't both the Keaton
is?
Batman films take place at Christmas?
Yes. Winter, yeah. Definitely. Both winter.
First, second one more so. There's definitely
yeah.
like Christmas
There's a
trees.
carnival. There's a Christmas
Yeah.
carnival and stuff.
So onto his Game of the Year thing when I corrected him. So he says it's a short list of
off.
3 for me. I did tell him off. In fact, I specifically said we're looking for Game of the Year picks this week. He said, you
Dingbat.
bastards. So he says it's a short list of 3 for me. Dredge. I played the demo until it was dark. It literally
Wow.
made me forget my surroundings. Games do not do that for me, which is why I pre-ordered it the same night.
Yeah, because he's got taste. And
Yeah.
is that this year's game as well? Are you listening, Biggie? From this year?
Next up, he says, Mario and Rabbids Spark of Hope replaced my usual holiday reads. There's just something about turn-based games that a 40-plus-year-old man can't get enough of. Something about slowing reflexes and wanker's wrist.
Yep.
Which brings me to the overwhelming winner, Baldur's Gate 3. Never have I put more time into this game than the last two may have had. Never have I put more time into the game in the last 2 months than I have my marriage, which may have had catastrophic repercussions on my relationship with Rachel, but that's okay because I've always got Shadowheart. Or Gale.
Shadowheart. She's my bae.
I think the last time I loved characters this much, they were called Ares, Yuffie, and Sid, and they looked like they were made of triangles.
They did.
Baldur's Gate 3 wins not only because it's fun to play, but I feel real attachment to the characters. Except Will. Fuck Will.
Yeah, well, shit.
But only after Shadowheart and Gale. 5 out of 5 would molest them all again.
Will's boring, but he's actually.
I've lost my ear, bud.
His actual.
He spell out my ear.
His actual attacks are great.
Well, you mean when he starts blasting?
Yeah.
If you're just clever like me, you turn a Starion into Will.
I'm going to, I think.
So, moving on, because this pod's going on too long, Lee Davies has said, well, this is tricky because I feel like Baldur's Gate 3 would be a contender, but I only started last weekend and I'm still in Act 1. So out of the games I've finished, it's Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh shit, that was this year.
Yeah, that was this. It's been a fucking good year.
Fuck.
He also says, I'd put Jedi Fallen Order...
Yep.
It would be Jedi Survivor, wouldn't it?
Survivor.
Spider-Man 2 and the Resi 4 remake up there too.
Yeah, really good picks. What a fucking year, man.
Super Natty Cat has vomited over the internet at us again. She says, I've not played any games this year other than quick 5-minute pick up and put down games because, I pushed a human out of my vagina.
Yeah, you haven't got that excuse, Biggie.
Out of these games, my choice would be The Quarry. I played it with Candy and Acid Pearl, and it was bloody fantastic.
Was that this year?
Good.
No.
I've just broken my microphone, by the way.
We literally
I dropped my pod. You've messed your mic up. We're ruined.
I don't know. I've done
fucking professionals, man.
We're not going to financially recover from this.
We literally fumbled our way through, got everyone killed through our shitty life choices, and didn't even get to the bottom of the story because we were all genuinely that shit. But we laughed, we jumped, we cried, we made questionable decisions, and overall I spent time with 2 of my lovely friends. And the camp motto, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, got replaced with what doesn't kill you makes you Sonia.
Sonia from EastEnders. It was mostly, like when I say we were playing it was mostly just screaming. Lots of screaming.
Sonia from EastEnders, what does that mean?
Character Sonia from EastEnders.
Yeah, what doesn't kill you makes you Sonia.
And she says this is still written on a post-it note in my office. I giggle every time I read it. Also, pop, peanut butter, butter pops.
Pop, peanut butter.
This is an insight into the mind of
this is why our pods can't go on for quite so long. I get pissed. I've broken my mic. I've fumbled my words.
You know we've got a full month for this, don't you?
This is why Christmas brings alcoholism.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Okay, moving on. Xenos has said, I agree with Jack Chambers Ward. Despite strong competition across the board, Baldur's Gate 3 has to take it for me. On top of the years of work that's gone into it, the quality of the acting, because don't forget, every NPC is motion captured, and if you have a conversation with them, someone did that physical performance too. But they are still working on it and adding new scenes. Patch 5 went up this week and added a whole new epilogue scene to wrap up where everyone is 6 months later. Add in the epic scale modding community, and I think this might have more work put into it than any other game I've ever played. It's genuinely once in a generation.
Yep.
I think basically covered everything that we said there.
Yep.
And last up, as usual, Best Boy Angry Kurt. He said, at the start of this year, or any year for that matter, I would have never expected a horror game to be my game of the year. In fact, my top 2 were horror games. I fully expected Tears of the Kingdom to be my GOTY, but at the start of the year... Tears of the Kingdom to be my GOTY at the start of the year, but no. The prize goes to the Resident Evil 4 remake.
It's a great remake.
I'm so glad I gave this a go and didn't let my aversion to horror games get the better of me. Having not played it before, maybe it was fresher for me than others, but this will go down as a classic in my eyes. What really stood out to me was the pacing from start to finish. There's not a dull bit or part I didn't like. I was on the edge of my seat throughout, and despite being a tense experience, it's actually also really fun to play. There's still a month left in the year, and I could only see Mario Wonder maybe taking top spot, which I'm getting for Christmas, but I don't think it will. Honourable mentions go to Dead Space, Pikmin 4, The Crew Motorfest, F123, Super Mario RPG, Hi-Fi Rush, Venba, and of course, Tears of the Kingdom.
Do you reckon Kurt play Baldur's Gate 3, mate? Do it.
I don't think it's his kind of game, but I'd like to see what he thinks of it.
It's not my kind of game. It is, to be fair. Stats. Yeah, play it, mate. That's good. I like that our listeners have got taste and decorum, and I like that Super Natty Cat wrote in. So, all our extracurricular activities are available in our show notes and at modernescapism.co.uk. We've been going on too long. Candyland.
Oh yeah, I've got that to do, haven't I?
And now, what's up in Candyland?
Candyland.
Right, quick one. I almost gave myself food poisoning today. Chicken.
And that's Candyland.
And that's Candyland. No,
Didn't read the
maybe think,
instructions
right,
again.
so, chickens.
Yeah, didn't take it out of the packet.
Yeah, I thought I'd have it rare. Chickens, are they more dangerous dead or alive? Dead, you can get salmonella, you can choke on their bones. Alive, what can they really do? Peck you? Although they are directly
you can
descended.
get Lyme
fuck out.
disease from them.
Yeah, you can scratch the fuck out of you and give you Lyme disease.
Gadget and I
yeah, you
saw
don't want
the
that shit.
biggest cock this weekend.
Oh,
I missed out.
How big
Yeah,
was that fucking cockerel?
So
cockerel.
For context, it was Pip's birthday weekend this weekend. We rented out an Airbnb, like a large Airbnb,
shared a bed by
where a lot
sound
of
of
our
it.
friends come up, and Stig came up for it. And the Airbnb was on a farm in Northumberland. Beautiful place, like just wonderful views all the way around. And they had chickens that had no road sense. But not only did they have chickens, but the rooster was fucking massive.
It's fucking huge.
Like a T-Rex.
He's bigger than my PC.
I say again.
It's a big
that's
PC.
a boy.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Big racist chicken. Boy!
But he was also really black.
I ain't talking about
right, so
roosters though.
you
I'm
get
talking
away with
about
it.
chickens.
Well, the
chickens-
the hens that they had there were pretty big. They were also morons.
So,
Well,
A
are they
little
that
bit of-
dangerous then if they're morons?
a bit of nature chat now for you, Candy. So, again, when it comes to chickens, I've gadgets onto a point. It's the roosters that do the treading. You know, when they cut the fuck up of a chicken, and they're the nasty ones. The hens are lovely, just women
Just lovely
running
women.
around going, yeah, just lovely women running around. The nice,
they're just normal
nice
women.
people.
I want to
Having a
just
chat,
innocent
having a cup
women.
of tea, having a teddy tea.
I just do want to bring this
You've seen
back.
Chicken Run?
I want to bring this back. How did you nearly give yourself food poisoning? What did
I
you
didn't
do?
cook the chicken properly. I'm still getting used to my air fryer.
Did you not
8
cut
minutes
into
isn't
it?
enough.
Was it pink?
Maybe.
You don't eat
well,
chicken.
no, I didn't know this until
You
I'd
throw
eaten
it
half
back
of
at-
it.
Cut it in half in the
Do you
middle
never
and
do-
throw
do
it
you
back
never
in
do
the air fryer.
test. I'd never
got to be
eat
white.
chicken before cutting into it and checking.
Oh, how am I supposed to
Yeah.
know? I am not
You
responsible.
cut into it!
I'm only responsible for myself. Like,
Candy,
Yeah,
you're a
look at how that's
45-year-old
going.
woman. You should know better.
Sir.
What's Panda going to do if you die of chicken poisoning?
Yeah, can
I'll
I
eat my
point
chicken.
out
Eat the
that
chicken
you are
and eat
responsible
candy.
for Panda as
yeah,
well?
they'll eat me.
No, but cats can eat raw chicken. That's all right.
They can.
And people.
Their intestines aren't long enough.
Yeah.
I'm drunk.
Candy, you need to come with a health warning on your back.
I think she needs a carer.
Yeah.
Oh, Carrie, yeah.
I don't think Candy needs a husband or anything like that. It's like an actual carer. Like someone's going, no, just move away from that shop.
I
think
need
they
a
call them,
husband,
like,
a carer, and a financial
health
partner.
advisors or something. They don't call them carers anymore. What do they call them? What's the nice, politically correct word?
Social workers.
Home help.
Men in white coats.
A padded cell.
Yeah, straight jacket.
Well, if someone's offering out there is
Bullshit.
offering to be my personal chef, so I don't get the food poisoning.
Maybe stick with vegetables, mate.
Nuggies, chicken nuggies. No one got food poisoning from nuggies. That's not real chicken.
If you don't cook them right, you will.
Yeah, you could. You don't want to eat a raw
Do they
one.
not come cooked though? Like you don't get a pink chicken nugget if you cut half.
The ones from the supermarkets do, but if you're making your own, you're not doing that, are you? Look at her face.
What do you mean make your own? Oh, whatever. You can't make your own nuggets.
Shit.
I've made my own nuggets.
I make them for the kids and I can't even cook.
It's just bits of chicken breast battered and deep fried.
Yeah.
Why would you
batter
do
it
that
up.
though when you can buy them?
Do you know what the fucked up thing is when you make nuggets as well?
it yourself.
That's bullshit.
Candy, this will
It's
blow your
called
mind.
cooking.
No.
When you make your own nuggets, the fucked up thing is you use egg.
No.
So you're actually using an embryo of a chicken to create a nugget.
I just went through all the emotions then.
Brutal, isn't it?
Just buy
Brutal.
frozen nuggets.
No, don't buy frozen nuggets.
No,
They're
we know
terrible.
how to do it. It's you that needs to buy frozen nuggets.
This
no
week's Candyland has been brought to you by Birdseye.
Exceedingly good cakes.
We're leaving it at that. If you're a patron, meet us in the
Exceedingly
green room
good
in a
game.
minute.
It's Mr. Kipling.
Oh, God.
No, we're not oodles.
Hey. You are?
No, we're not.
We're not what?
I'm not leaving it at that.
Why not?
Because Kenny Potter comes out on Monday if you are a Patreon, and also our live show is on Saturday the 16th on Twitch at 8 p.m. Come and
That's
join
why
us
he's
for
here.
our Christmas do end of the year extravaganza, where there will be
Christmas do.
alcohol, there will be shenanigans, and there will be Secret Santa. Now you
And we're,
can end the pod.
Cheers,
and we're
Stig.
talking about the best shit of the year.
Yeah. Cheers, Stig. You're a beauty. You're better than all of us, mate.
Fact.
See you soon in the green room for all you cheapskates. See you whenever. Bye.
Bye.
Right.